broadcast is copyrighted by Hometown 24 for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or retransmission of this game without the express written consent of Hometown 24 is prohibited.
When it comes to your family's health care, making the right connection is easy with just a call, click, or visit to one of Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation's clinics serving Eastern Kentucky and Southwest Virginia. Our providers cover the full spectrum of medicine for the whole family, as well as specialty and support services such as pulmonary, optometry, dentistry, and podiatry, plus on-site labs, x-rays, nutritionist, and more. Call today for an appointment or telehealth visit. Now accepting Virginia Medicaid. Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation.
So, Jonathan, I've put in the request, maybe saying it here in person in front of Josh. Maybe we can get some things done. For some reason, this show keeps showing Before the Whistle with Wes and Winston. And it shows a guy that looks a lot like Winston Lee, a Bitmoji that looks a lot like Winston Lee. I don't know if I'm allowed to say Bitmoji. We probably haven't bought rights off of Snapchat for that, but who cares at this point?
It'll be all right.
We've also said a lot of things on this show that we probably were not allowed to say, but we're still here.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
At the end of the day.
That's all that matters. But yeah, it keeps showing Winston Lee, and it says Winston Lee, but then for some reason when the show starts, it's never Winston Lee. You notice that?
I'm not Winston.
You're not Winston.
No, I do not want to be Winston.
No, I can't blame you.
No, that would be horrible.
We love to throw a lot of shade at Winston just because that's what you get when you don't show up to work,
Exactly.
right? You get a lot of crap talked about you.
Yeah. You know, there's a difference in being late and just not showing up.
And just not showing up.
Yeah, and we need to just start calling that like the Winston thing. You know?
We do. Yeah, we need to put some kind of a phrase in that. Little does he know, this is his cap from last week. TVS, we're bringing in all this money. They're buying us caps and shirts and coffee mugs, and Winston just forgets his laying around, so little does Winston know. I think I've got two now.
It'll be all
maybe
right.
I've got one. Maybe Jonathan has two now.
There we go. I have two now. There we go. That's what happens whenever you don't come to work.
That's what happens. That's what happens. I didn't bring my coffee mug today because Jonathan would have stole it too, but here we are. Welcome to Before the Whistle, presented by MCHC. I'm here today not with Winston Lee, but joined by our good friend Jonathan, who you probably recognize a lot from our Hometown 24 Plus channel, now on 25. Jonathan, nice to have you on this side of the studio today.
I know, it's so cool, and look at the cool backdrop we got right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like I'm in space, chilling out with you guys,
Chilling in space.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, but glad to be here.
Yeah. Jonathan, I had a lot of respect for Josh Cornett beforehand, just with all the things he's been able to do with his channel and all the things he's helped us out with over the years. But little did I know this whole time that I thought he was just a TV producer, but he is also a carpenter, he's a painter, a plumber, and an electrician. And if you didn't know that, all you have to do is drive by this studio any day and you're going to see him out there. He'll have table saws set up. He'll be pressure washing the building.
Maybe that's why Winston doesn't come to work. He's scared that he's going to have to
That he's going to have to do all that.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah, that could be a good reason.
All of us, except for Winston, we work really hard.
We do.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I'm going to bring that up too. Josh, maybe that's why he's not been showing up. I also figured out that that's why we're not the ones that make the big bucks here, that It is Josh. And at first, I used to get very frustrated at that. I've sent a lot of texts to David Thacker and Bill Grigsby and a lot of other people wanting to know why Josh drives all these nice vehicles and has all these nice things.
And what do we get?
And what do we get? A cap. But it's because Josh literally he has built this place from the ground up, quite literally, I feel like, at this point.
And I agree. He's a great person to work for. He's really funny as well. And
Don't say that.
I have to
You
say
don't have to say that just because you're on
if I want
TV.
to stay here, okay? You don't get it. I'm sorry.
Josh, you're not that funny. Anyway, this show is not, he is kind of funny when he talks about how good Russell Wilson is, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk all about Josh Cornett today, although I will throw out that every week I come in here, I try to not wear the same thing like Harold Mullins does every week in that Hometown 24 polo.
Yeah.
I try to switch my outfits up, and so Josh is always, I told you he's a carpenter, he's building this place, he's always experimenting with our studio colors and our studio design, and so I usually wear these navy blazers because we usually have a dark studio behind us, and then today I finally decided to wear my maroon blazer.
And it fits perfect.
And it fits perfect. He's good.
I mean,
good.
think about it. Over the course of a week, he built a whole new studio.
He did.
That's insane.
He did. I'm just glad that we took down the ramp that was upstairs, that balcony, because
Yes.
I'm always afraid I'm going to fall over that. But now, yeah, I did wear the maroon blazer because we do have a local team that I like to support, known as the Patriots, that are playing tonight. Not on our channel, but they are playing. We are going to talk about that. And Jonathan, you've got a lot to throw in. I'm very excited
I am too.
to get your input about a lot of this stuff tonight.
Let's talk.
all kinds of stuff coming up tonight with our good friend Jonathan Hicks from Hometown 24 Plus, channel 25 on your TV. Jonathan, we're going to talk to him about the NFL, NCAA football. We're going to talk about all the high school games going around tonight, and I hate to admit this, and hopefully it doesn't put away a lot of our viewers, but I'm going to have to actually admit that Harold Mullins was right about something on the show
And
today.
that's the hardest thing to admit.
That is. I almost decided not to come to work today, so I didn't have to do that.
Then I would be talking bad about you on this show.
You would get to talk about it. You would have
Yeah.
to sit next to Harold.
I would, and
So-
I don't want that. And he doesn't want that either. So
That might be a good point with not wanting to sit next to Harold. The door's open. He can hear everything I'm saying.
He'll be all right.
But when we come back, right after this break, we've got Jonathan Hicks. We're going to talk all about football, all across the board, NFL, college, high school. Heck, we might even talk ultimate frisbee. Who knows what we're going to talk about on this show.
Very good at that.
You made the point when we got here that you weren't ready, and neither was I, and I told you how crappy of a show this would be if we ever were actually ready when the clock came out.
Either way, it's going to be better than what it would be if Winston was here. So
Good point. Great point. When we come back, before the whistle.
When it comes to your family's health care, making the right connection is easy with just a call, click, or visit to one of Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation's clinics serving Eastern Kentucky and Southwest Virginia. Our providers cover the full spectrum of medicine for the whole family, as well as specialty and support services such as pulmonary, optometry, dentistry, and podiatry, plus on-site labs, x-rays, nutritionist, and more. Call today for an appointment or telehealth visit. Now accepting Virginia Medicaid. Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS. Thacker Grigsby is constantly working to bring the latest technologies home. Home, where we live and work. A place we want to see grow and prosper. From Jackson to Heineman and everywhere in between. We're committed to serving you with the latest technology. Whether it's faster broadband, more video choices, or the latest voice services. Thacker Grigsby with our fiber network can provide the latest ways to stay connected, informed, and entertained.
At TVS Cable, we are committed to providing you with the best broadband available, whether that be through expansion of our fiber-to-the-home facilities, new builds into previously unserved areas, or by launching DOCSIS 3.1, the latest technology in cable broadband. TVS Cable has always changed with the demands of Eastern Kentucky, and we will continue to make investments in our area because we care about Eastern Kentucky. It's our home too.
So, we are back, Jonathan, and You know, I was sitting here during the break trying to mentally prepare myself a little better for the unknown that happens on Before the Whistle. Have we ever, Josh, have we ever been sued because of the things that me and Winston have said on Hometown 24? I assume not, because we're still here and getting caps and stuff. Okay, so we're good so far. No bodily harm has come to anybody yet from the things we've said on here.
That we know
hopefully,
of.
at least on air.
Yeah.
So I did go through this list of sponsors, and I think the way things are going, I'm going to really push, Jonathan, for at least me and you to get a cap from each of these sponsors.
Okay.
Well, that'd be all right, wouldn't it?
That would be
great.
Be insane.
That'd
be
be
awesome.
great. So all of y'all, if you're listening out there, all of our sponsors, all the way from the Bank of Heinemann all the way down to MCHC, if me and Jonathan could get some caps, we would wear them on the show.
That's what I'm saying. And Winston isn't wearing this because he doesn't come to work, but I would gladly wear this, but it's not my hat. As much as I would like for it to be.
I'll wear it.
You can wear it. That's fine.
We
will wear 'em.
Normally, I will say, we have done Before the Whistle at this time during festival year at several festivals. We've done it live from Mountain Heritage in Letcher County before. That's always fun, but given the circumstances of the odd time we're living in with the COVID pandemic and the numbers going on in Kentucky, we are here in the studio. I love it. It's air conditioned.
Oh, yes.
I don't have to look around people as they're walking in front of the camera a lot of times and all that stuff and do all this. But we are here in the studio in Knott County, just down the road. If we step outside, we can see the Gingerbread Festival.
My alma mater, hometown.
Yes, Knott County guy. Now, you do know I'm a Tiger. I'm a Clay County guy at heart.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with
I
that.
have plenty of friends from Clay County.
Good. I don't know how many people I would tell that to, but that is good talking to me that you're able to say that. Good. I guess the good news for the show is not Central, or most teams in our coverage area don't play Clay County at this point.
Yes.
So I'm allowed to be a Tiger fan on the show.
That's
I guess
okay.
most of the time. I'm a Patriot guy at heart too, so I share. My heart is divided right down the middle with my Patriots. But, so last night, Jonathan, and I'm very glad that you got to watch some of this. I know that you watched some of this game. NFL got started finally.
It's about time, dude.
It's about time.
I have sweated all summer.
Yeah.
And I'm a Chiefs fan. Understandable.
Oh.
I did not hop on a wagon. I did not.
Do you all realize you put a Patrick Mahomes fan with a Tom Brady fan here on the set? Is
But
that
it's okay, because I understand that Tom Brady's the GOAT. I understand that. We all know.
okay? As long as we
all
get that
know.
out there. As long as
For
we get
now.
that out there. Well, speaking of the GOAT, the NFL season did finally kick off last night with the GOAT on live TV, Tom Brady, and taking on the Cowboys
No, you had
of
it right.
Dallas.
You had it right the first time.
I have to throw out there with one of our sponsors from MCHC, Dr. Van Breeding. We were sitting watching the game last night, and also, last night was the World 100, the 51st annual World 100 up at Eldora in Ohio, and we, switching the camera back and forth, and there was a running joke I had with some of the guys last night that they said that the only way we would keep the TV on the slaughter of a game that was going to happen last night was if I bet the Bucks by 40. And I told them I would bet $40, but I wasn't going to bet by 40.
Okay.
But we didn't see a slaughter.
No. That was actually a very good game, and
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
So what's some of your thoughts you got from this game, Jonathan? The most watched NFL game in 6 years.
I did not know that statistic.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the most notable thing that I could take away from the game is that Tom Brady is back.
Tom Brady is back.
I have never seen a guy have a prime this long.
Yeah.
And, I'm a basketball guy at heart.
Yeah.
And I like to try to say that LeBron has had the greatest longevity out of any athlete of all time.
Yeah.
And then you see Tom Brady do what he did last night.
Yep.
And no disrespect to the Cowgirls, but I was actually impressed with Dak Prescott, too.
Oh, well, if you look at the stat line, I feel like Dak Prescott's stats just as impressive as the GOAT's himself.
That's right.
Brady did have one more extra touchdown pass than Prescott, but, more yardage from Prescott. And I was impressed. I hate to say, I'm not going to say that I like Dak Prescott.
Well, I mean, he's been a living meme of the NFL for years now.
Absolutely.
And last night, I feel like he kind of said, hey, I'm here.
I can play football.
Yeah,
I can play football.
There's a reason I was drafted, and it wasn't to not make the playoffs. So,
well, and I don't think the game anybody expected. As I said, everybody thought it was going to kind of be an opener game that the Bucs came in and wiped the floor, but close game. And looking back and forth, switching back and forth, there was times, and I'm like, okay, I'm not worried at this point because we do have Tom Brady.
yes.
And do you think a lesson that everyone should know at this point was shown last night, that you cannot leave the last drive of a game
Yes.
with the ball in Tom Brady's hands?
And no, you can't. And I'm sure that you've seen the video along with most of you watching. There's a clip where at 1:24 left in the game, Tom Brady looks at the clock and he smirks.
Yep.
And when you're the greatest of all time, you know that you can win a game in 1:24 seconds.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And he showed that.
To me, that is the most impressive time that you can see Tom Brady is
Yes.
if they are down with really under 2 minutes to go, his skills are just showcased entirely in that situation.
It's like, have you ever played Madden? You ever played
Oh,
Madden?
yeah, absolutely.
Whenever you get takeover.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tom Brady had takeover.
Oh, yeah.
But another thing that I would like to mention to you is that it was a very close game.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
But the Cowgirls also had double the plays
Yes,
and double the attempts.
yes.
And yet, Tom Brady is so efficient that he can keep up with that with half of that.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys just wait till
Yep.
playoff time. I'm hurt still because we got destroyed.
Well, did anybody really know that last year the Bucs defense was going to step up the
No,
way they did
I
against the
didn't.
Chiefs?
I didn't.
Now, I do want to ask you, Jonathan, how much do you think it attributes to a defense to have an offensive leader like Tom Brady? Of course, he's not the defensive leader, but how much does having someone like that on your team that you have so much trust in an offense help motivate your defense?
Well, it gives your team a reason to play. Because say that I'm an offensive quarterback, which I'll never be, and say that you're a linebacker, which you will never be. And every time that you go to play defense, you're thinking, all right, if I get a stop, we got to score. And I
Yep.
get out there and I throw it away 4 times.
Yep.
There's no point for you to play hard.
Right.
But last night it kind of showed, hey, whenever we have the greatest quarterback of all time on our team, we have to play hard.
Absolutely.
Not to make him look good, but to make the entire team look good.
Couldn't agree more, and that's why I asked you that question. I wanted to hear you go along those lines, and you delivered. You did not fail me.
Thank you.
That's yes. When your defense says that we're not out here for nothing, I think that is huge for them. And you've got a guy like Tom Brady who can, when he needs to eat up clock, he can eat up clock.
Yes.
When he needs to make the short routes that keep the clock running, he can do it.
And he's done it for 20 years.
He's done it for 20 years. At 44 years old. I do have to share, I know viewers probably, Jonathan, get tired of hearing me talk about Tom Brady. This turns into the Tom Brady pregame show half the
It's
time.
okay.
But to be fair, that was the opening of the NFL last night. I'm
Yes.
allowed to talk about him today. Cool story I actually read last year prior to the season. The Bucs wide receiver coach actually ventured over to Tom Brady's Tampa home not long after they signed Tom Brady, just to kind of talk to him, introduce herself, get really good and acquainted. They were going to be working closely together as quarterback and wide receiver coach. And
Right.
he said he was taken aback when he gets close to Tom Brady's front door. There's all these empty Amazon boxes everywhere in the front yard, right?
Right.
And he's okay, I don't know what's going on, but he's obviously ordered a ton of crap off of Amazon. And then he gets up closer to the door, and there's all these ball racks at the front of the door that have like 10 footballs on each rack. And so after he gets inside and he's talking to Tom, what he finds out is that, Tom played in New England. Climate's a little different. It's a little colder at times. Your humidity's going to be different. So Tom explains to him that he's ordered all these footballs off of Amazon, and he's got them out there sitting out in the weather, and all of them oiled and lotioned differently to see how this climate is going to affect each of these footballs differently than what it did in New England. How do you take a guy that pays this close attention to detail?
Well, there's a reason that he is considered the greatest of all time, and in our books, he is the greatest of all time. But whenever you have a guy who goes to an extent like that,
Exactly.
to make sure that he's able to play to the peak of his ability,
Yeah,
that's what separates him from the rest.
I couldn't agree more. I actually heard a rumor that David Adams
That's a
gets
bad
these
man.
microphones and oils the mic guard, this little foam piece, differently, and sets them outside his front door to see how different his voice is going to sound according to the different games he goes to.
He wants to sound as masculine as possible.
He does, and the sad part about it is the person who told me the story also told me he still sounds like crap no matter how he does it and
Was
where
it
he's
Harold?
at. Well, I'm not allowed to say that it was Harold.
If it was, I heard the same thing. I'm just saying. But I mean, in David's defense, though, whenever you're working next to a behemoth like Harold, you have to sound manly.
You have to do whatever you can.
You have to.
You have to do whatever you can. Yeah. Well, I completely agree. I will say that I'm looking forward to the rest of this NFL season. If
Yes.
it's all going to be like how it started, I'm excited for it. And as I said, it was the most watched NFL game in 6 years. Do you think people are ready to get through this pandemic? And do you think that football season starting and actually getting to play through this season and fans being there, is it giving these people some hope? Is it giving them a release from going through this pandemic?
Well, that's a really hard question because when you look at statistics, we have such a long way to go. But
Right.
from the standpoint of a fan, it means everything to be able to go out and support
Yeah.
your team.
Gives you a bit of normalcy.
Exactly. And not only does it help you kind of set back into reality and like, hey, we can get through this
Yes,
and we can go
yes.
back to normal. It also gives your team hope
Yeah.
because, like, if you look at the NBA side of things, we watched the Lakers and the Heat play in the
Yes.
finals. Yeah, Miami Heat. That's right. Yeah.
They did play in an NBA Finals.
But a lot of that had to do with the fact that there were no fans
Right.
at those buildings. You
Right.
had screens with people's faces. And
Yep.
that's not, I didn't like that.
Right.
I would
It's
rather
not the
there-
same.
No.
It's not the
and
same.
all these athletes are out there taking a chance on getting hurt, trying to entertain these fans that can't even be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that takes a lot out of a team.
Absolutely.
But whenever
Absolutely.
whenever me and you were able to go down and watch the Gingerbread Bowl tonight, if we're not going to be doing that, by the way.
We will
have
not
to
be
work.
there.
We have to work. We have to play bills. But if we're able to go do that, that makes it so much better for us.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I feel like over time, things will go back to normal.
Yeah.
I hope they go
And
back.
and it does give us that glimmer of hope when we do get
Yes.
to see that. And like I said, last night you had events like the NFL opener. You had the 51st annual race at Eldora, the World 100. And so seeing all these fans out there, seeing these athletes get to perform in front of them, these athletes have dedicated their life, as you mentioned,
Yes.
and risked injury, risked all this, and dedicated their life to a sport of entertainment. And
That's
it's
right.
hard to entertain in front of a screen. You're right.
Well, as a person who plays music, okay, call it that, it's so different whenever you're playing music in front of a screen
Sure.
and you're playing it in front of 100 people.
Sure.
It makes all the difference because you're able to see how people are reacting to your music.
Yeah.
And as an athlete, it means everything to know that you're actually making these people happy with what you're doing. Because I always think back, Kobe's 81.
Yeah. Yep.
That is, to me, that is the greatest feat of all time in
Absolutely.
sports.
Absolutely.
And the way that crowd erupted when that happened, that's how every team wants their crowd to be.
Yeah.
And with everything going on right now, they just haven't gotten that. But I feel like over time, we'll get back to that.
We will get back to that. It's always great to see that going on and get to see what we are working so hard and sacrificing so much to get back
Yes.
to. We have to eventually get through this pandemic. I want to be able to go and witness in person Tom Brady's 48th birthday game. That's coming up in just 4 years, and I want to be able to get there.
I'm going to get you like a I Love Tom shirt.
I need that.
I know.
I actually have the shirt of Tom after the Super Bowl boat parade when he's staggering out of there after having too much Diet Coke off the boat.
I thought it was Diet Mountain Dew.
Well, that might have been what it was.
Yeah.
Goats drink that.
That's what the bottle said anyway.
I do have that. I need to wear that on the show one day. I love the Tom Brady quote, too, that he said years ago that he's not chasing Joe Montana. He could care less about that. He's chasing Michael Jordan.
And that says a lot.
That says a lot. That says a lot to hear a guy say that. We love to relate stuff back to basketball on this show, even though it's a football day. When we come back, Jonathan, as he spoke about earlier, he's going to play music on the show when we get back, live
That's
music
right.
in front of the screen, since he was talking about that. He didn't know that, but we brought the instruments. He's ready
Josh,
to go.
get the guitar.
When we come back, more Jonathan Hicks here on Before the Whistle, presented by MCHC and college football. It's back, too.
I'm very glad that it's back.
Yeah, when we come back.
When it comes to your family's health care, making the right connection is easy with just a call, click, or visit to one of Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation's clinics serving Eastern Kentucky and Southwest Virginia. Our providers cover the full spectrum of medicine for the whole family, as well as specialty and support services such as pulmonary, optometry, dentistry, and podiatry, plus on-site labs, x-rays, nutritionist, and more. Call today for an appointment or telehealth visit. Now accepting Virginia Medicaid. Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS. Thacker Grigsby is constantly working to bring the latest technologies home. Home, where we live and work. A place we want to see grow and prosper. From Jackson to Hindman and everywhere in between. We're committed to serving you with the latest technology. Whether it's faster broadband, more video choices, or the latest voice services. Thacker Grigsby with our fiber network can provide the latest ways to stay connected, informed, and entertained.
At TVS Cable, we are committed to providing you with the best broadband available. Whether that be through expansion of our fiber to the home facilities, new builds into previously unserved areas, or by launching DOCSIS 3.1, the latest technology in cable broadband. TVS Cable has always changed with the demands of Eastern Kentucky, and we will continue to make investments in our area because we care about Eastern Kentucky. It's our home too.
I lied and I said that Winston was at Jenkins Days. He's at Neon Days. Fleming Neon. I can remember, Jonathan, we very rarely did we play at Clay County, a lot of teams from this area. I think we played Cordia once in the WYMT. We played Perry and Knott, some in the WYMT. But I do remember one time playing in a preseason scrimmage type game, Panorama, and we faced a team named Fleming Neon. And I had never heard of Fleming Neon, had no idea where they were from. I thought they were some out-of-state team. I didn't know there was a place called Fleming Neon around. And then I come to Alice Lloyd, and I meet all these people from Fleming Neon, and I'm like, oh, well, that's close. It's over this direction. So Fleming Neon, he is at Neon Days. I don't know if he's riding a bull again this weekend or did we ever hear how long Winston lasted on the bull last week? Do we know that? Was it, did he get thrown off? Did he win any money? 2.3 seconds. Tim McGraw told me it was 2.7 seconds that Winston lasted. 2.7 seconds. On a bull named what? On a bull named Fu Manchu. Yeah, that's it. Tim McGraw gave us that information.
That's impressive, though. I mean, think about it. That's a bull named Fu Manchu.
That's true.
And you have Winston Lee riding
on it.
I'm impressed.
I'm trying to find that video. I think he might have actually been on it backward.
Yeah. He had too much Mountain Dew.
Yeah, he did. He did. Shout out to a good friend of ours over at Fish Pond who let us, named Rodeo. Yeah, who let us come and film a segment over there a while back. Rodeo, I don't know if you're watching, but thanks for letting us. We plan to come back over there and do some backflips off the dock with you sometime. But thank you for letting us film that time. Winston riding the bull. Anyway, you gave me the idea, Jonathan, that I'd never even thought of before during that break.
And you're welcome for it.
I do. I appreciate that. And if it comes true, then I will do everything. I will break my back to make sure that you're compensated for it.
Thank you. But Winston gets no compensation.
None.
Okay.
None.
As long as that's set in stone.
We're not even going to tell him about this.
No, because we know he's not watching.
No. He's riding a bull at Neon Days.
He's riding Fu Manchu.
Yeah. If any of y'all know me, I'm a huge Reese's fan. I sat my big cup here on the table. I'm hoping that some kind of representative from Reese's will watch this. And is Reese's made by Hershey? Is it?
Are they made by Hershey?
I don't know. Anybody that works for Reese's, tell us who makes them and see if you can get me a sponsorship from Reese's.
Yeah. We could use the money.
And we can always feel good about what we say about Winston Lee, because I'm sure that B.B. King has probably told him worse in his lifetime.
Yeah.
Hearing the conversations between Winston Lee and B.B. King when B.B. tries to schedule games with Winston is hilarious. I wish I could release on TV what those conversations contain. But
sometimes things are just better left unsaid, you know?
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's an issue.
Yeah.
Some people just don't know how to leave things unsaid.
Absolutely.
It's okay, though.
Shout out to Coach King, who always a great fan of the show. He tunes in every week and usually throws us some good suggestions through text.
And
Man,
shout
I
out
love
to
that guy.
Winston Lee for not coming to work today. So we appreciate that.
Always. Jonathan, we've talked about the NFL, and we talked about the kickoff to NFL season. We got, as a fan of bluegrass football here in the state of Kentucky, we did get to watch the Cats kick off last week.
And I have 2 letters, QB. We might have one. We might have one.
Can you actually associate those I can't say that. I like Terry Wilson. I did not hate on Terry Wilson. I was a fan of Terry Wilson. But I will say, even Terry Wilson didn't show me the things.
That's what yeah.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes whenever you watch somebody's game, you can tell like the way that they hold themselves and the standard that they hold their playing to.
Yeah.
And this guy showed that.
Oh, my goodness.
He's no Joe Burrow or anything.
No, but
I'm impressed for UK standards.
to see a forward pass and to see it go 30, 40 yards in the air and accurately land in a receiver's hands.
And for the record, that is impressive. That's
impressive.
stuff that Tom Brady does.
That's Tom Brady-esque. And I will say, watching the game, you almost have to join Will Levis in first drive of the game. First pass for Will Levis results in an interception. Goes through the hands of probably our top receiver in Josh Ali. Lands in the defense's hands, and I wish we had the clip. I didn't think about this before the show, but Josh Ali misses the catch, goes through his hands, just a tad bit behind him, and the camera goes over to Will Levis on the sideline a few moments later, and all Levis can do is just kind of giggle a little bit about it. What a way to start out all this hype from me at quarterback.
Probably because he's sitting there thinking, well, nothing's different. It's the same thing, different year. So, but either way, like you said, I was very impressed.
Tell us what did you see about Will Levis that you've not seen in the last decade from Kentucky football that you loved watching?
The ability to go in and out of the pocket. Because I'm really big on pocket play, and I expect us to see this tonight in football. I would like it.
Yeah.
But whenever you have the ability to go in the pocket, make yourself firm, which is also a big help for your line. I get
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
But whenever you have the ability to throw in and out of pocket, moving and standing still, that separates you.
Yeah.
And we all seen that.
Yeah.
And to me, that's why I like Patrick Mahomes. Because we watched him during the Super Bowl.
Right.
He's 4 inches away from the ground, and he throws it 30 yards.
Right.
He practices that. He gets paid to do that.
Right.
Now, this guy, if I feel like if he practices enough,
he might get paid for that one day.
Yes, one day by the Cowgirls.
I could
because
see.
they are not keeping Dak Prescott. That's for sure.
Right. Now, of course, we were playing Louisiana Monroe, who I will say, was ranked dead last in college football
Yeah.
last week. However, I can, of course, no, they're not an SEC caliber team.
Yeah.
However, I can see that team winning a few games or at least playing somebody close.
Yes.
At least playing somebody close and being competitive. I don't think they're the worst team in college football.
Well, you got to think then again, it just started.
It did just
You
start.
know, it's so hard to judge a team at the start of the season, and that's like in reference to the Cowgirls. It's so hard to judge them because they lost to
Absolutely.
the Bucks.
Absolutely.
It's hard to judge somebody at the start of a season, whether it's high school or college
Yeah.
or professional. You know, it's impossible
Yeah.
to do that.
Well, especially, I assume, on the road in a place like Kentucky, where fans are finally allowed back in at Kroger Field and all the hype that's going around Kentucky football. You can't judge a lot about that. Louisiana Monroe has put together a coaching staff with over 50-plus years of Division I college coaching experience. So,
I'm learning along with you guys, so I did not know this.
we throw out the stats. A lot of people, I shouldn't say that. A lot of people don't know what I do during my planning period at school. I like to get my sports knowledge. It motivates me to teach my students the rest of the day.
What he means is he grades papers.
Harold Mullins has thrown in. He has thrown in the advice. I mentioned that Louisiana Monroe has 50-plus years of coaching experience on the sideline, but Harold did throw in his words of wisdom that coaches don't play.
That's true.
They've got to get some players somewhere down.
You know, I remember this from whenever I was a kid, and I was probably in the 3rd grade, so, you know, like 7 years ago.
Yeah,
And there was a guy who said, those who don't do teach.
yeah.
And I agree with that. You know, aren't you a coach?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to. Back in the day, Jonathan, I have to throw out a legend in my book, and the more I travel, the more I come around. You know, I've been here for 10-plus years in the Knott County, Letcher County area. Even they know of the guy, Coach Bobby Keith from Clay County, back in the late 80s, early 90s. Coach Keith made the statement to me one time that really there's not much such of a thing as a high school coach. It should be a high school teacher, because most of these young men and women don't know the game the way they should, and you got to teach them before you can coach them.
Well, not only that, but at the end of the day, it's way more than just a sport.
Oh yeah,
And, you know, it's about not only creating a team, but you're supposed to be family.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, if you go to state with your team
yeah,
and your team is not together,
mm-hmm.
they're never going to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a teacher, I know that you understand that.
yeah. Oh yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
I agree with you entirely.
Absolutely.
I agree with you.
See, somebody agrees. Winston would have not agreed with me just to not agree with me.
I know.
Can we just keep Jonathan on here for a while? He agrees with me.
I would
Or at
like
least put him in the middle to be a facilitator.
No, that's Harold. He facilitates food.
Yeah, we usually get the bologna sandwich down here, but I did hear David Adams say that it is in the fridge,
It is in the fridge.
ready to
I
be
eat before
anytime.
this.
Okay.
I was not ready. I like you. So,
Listen, this show is not ready ever.
no.
But Kentucky Wildcats, we did talk about Will Levis, the quarterback, and how we're excited about that. That was not the only excitement we heard from the Wildcats and the fans watching the Wildcats. A lot of sports announcers, sports analysts from all across the board, ESPN, CBS Sports, all these places, including Hometown 24 Sports, Josh Cornett, their producer, was thoroughly impressed with Kentucky's defense again this year.
Yes. I'm a firm believer that defense wins games.
Yeah.
No matter what we're
Yeah.
talking about. And the defense was clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah.
There wasn't a gap that was left unnoticed.
Yeah.
And I agree, Josh. I was impressed.
Well, and even though a lot of people will look and say, well, the worst-ranked team in college football scored 10 points on them. But look at their yardage. And
you
Josh
go.
made this clear to me. You have to look at their yardage, and even though they've scored, Kentucky's defense is going to rank among the top of the nation after week 1 and yardage allowed. And, you know, I've heard a lot of guys say that they think, watching Kentucky's defense last week, that if that continues to look that way and improve, that we could be looking at one of the top defenses in the SEC.
And I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
Okay.
There's no way for me to combat that. So.
Well, I had my doubts, and actually I love to argue with some of the guys too, Winston and Josh and David and Harold. A lot of times, even if I agree with them, I like to just get the argument going just for kicks and giggles.
That's where all the fun is at.
That's where the fun's at. But I had my doubts about Kentucky and in the first of the game, and so talking to you and Josh and all these other guys and all the fans out there of the show, you're starting to pull me. Maybe the Cats are going to be all right this year. Maybe a 9-game win season, and I did predict that on the first of the show at 9-3. But then I was kind of like 9 was on the high side, but I could see 9 wins.
Well, at the end of the day, it's the start of the season.
Yes, it is.
And it's so hard to judge, over the course of 12 games, what all can happen.
Absolutely.
And so I'm on the same page as you. I think they can succeed. It's just, can they,
Well, talking about the SEC, a lot of fans have thrown out the possibility of Kentucky competing for an SEC East title this year. And we did get to watch a very strong Alabama team off the west of the SEC this weekend as well. Did you watch any of the Bama game? Did you get to see it?
I did not. However, though, I could call up the entire rest of my family, and they could tell me what happened the entire game.
They were ready, yeah.
Meanwhile, I was studying. So,
the life of students.
Yeah, go Eagles.
I feel like you're forever a student. Everybody's forever a student.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bama, coming out of the West, to me, I feel like they showed that they are the same Bama that Nick Saban. I've always joked and said that God creates a lot of different types of people, and one of those types that God creates is a dude that's going to play football in Alabama. I think when he crafts this person, he says, I think this person's going to be a Crimson Tide. But, Bama, to me, showed the dominance. I think they look like, again, they're the team to beat in NCAA college football.
Well, they have been for – how old are you?
I'm 31.
For the last 30-plus years.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact that Nick Saban is the best collegiate football coach, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just my opinion because I was raised that way.
Yeah.
But Alabama is always going to be Alabama.
They are. And, a lot of people try to make the same claims with Nick Saban as John Calipari. Well, they're recruiters. They're not the A1 coaches, this and that. But to me, you look at either one of the guys. You look at Nick Saban, you look at John Calipari, and I know somebody's going to text me within the next 5 minutes and say, well, Nick Saban wins championships.
I was literally about to say that.
You was about to say that.
I was literally about to say that.
He does. He does win championships. But if you look at their win percentages and what both of those guys are able to do year in and year out, I think it's fair to say that recruiting is, especially in today's time, one of the major parts of coaching.
It is.
Yeah.
Because you can get a team full of players that seem to be very good, they all get along.
Yeah.
But if there's no talent there
and
nobody has the work ethic to put in, you're not going to win.
Right.
You're never going to win.
Right.
But if you look at UK's history, they've produced guys, John Wall, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
These are all big-name NBA
we don't have
players
time
as
to
well.
name them all.
We don't. That would take a very long – that would take 31 years.
Yeah.
But whenever you have the ability to recruit players like that and you watch them succeed at the next level, that kind of shows, hey, maybe this guy is a pretty good coach, along with being a good recruiter.
Well, and I think you also have to throw out at the point, a lot of the people I feel like, and I could see how it's hard to understand if you've never coached, but the fact that Nick Saban, John Calipari alike, are able to bring in the caliber of athlete they bring in and then make them work together.
Yes.
And be a team and be a family is impressive.
And that's the hard part about being a basketball fan, and I'm not a UK fan. That's a shot to the heart.
That is.
But whenever I watch UK, that's the first thing I look for on the very first game, is I try to see how that entire team clicks.
Yeah.
And it's been a struggle.
It has.
As of late. But we've watched John Calipari bring from those horrible seasons to a really good season.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot like Nick Saban, which has never had a bad season as far as I can recall. They all have that ability.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe it's the leadership that they provide.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this guy brought me in, give me a chance. Maybe I need to do what he says.
Sure.
If he tells me to take less shots or throw less, I need to do that.
Maybe I should listen to him.
Yeah. There's a reason that he has a picture hanging up in the gym.
Right. Well, and they get to see these guys playing on Sunday in the NFL and then Mondays, and they get to see all these guys playing in the NBA in the finals, and they realize, if I listen to this guy, look what he's done for them. Hopefully he can do the same for me. And I have to say, I understand that where you say guys with the likes of John Calipari are good recruiters, but you can't say they're good recruiters and not good coaches. I think when you hire a coach, you hire a coach. You don't hire somebody that's good at offense. You don't hire a man-to-man coach. You hire a coach in basketball.
Well,
and if you win games, ever how you do it, you
translates.
do it.
Yeah. And not only that, you can be a guy who can sell ice to an Eskimo.
Yeah.
But if you're not winning games,
Absolutely.
then what does it matter?
Absolutely.
You can talk all you want to, but at the end of the day, if you have a losing record and you don't make the playoffs in 5 seasons, you're probably going to get fired.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter how good you can talk. But credit to John Calipari, he's able to talk to these players and bring them in and have top-tier talent and succeed with that.
Yeah.
And I agree. Being a good coach is the reason that happens.
Absolutely.
Speaking of good coaches, wait, my bad. I was about to talk about Winston, but I can't do that.
We try to keep things factual here on the air, right? He's going to be so
Livid. He's going to be livid.
He's gonna cry a lot when
he's
he
going to
watches this.
sucker punch whatever the name of that bull was.
He got, last week he was writing. I send him notes every week, and he never reads them. And then he comes in and he starts putting them on the board that you all can't see. It's behind the camera of kind of our outline. And he was reading my notes the other day, and he just stops and he goes, "Why are you so mean to me?" Just because some of the things that I write in my notes when I send to him. And I'm like, I could put that in there because you don't ever read them.
You don't think that we've bullied him away, have you?
No. He'll be back. He likes to torture me too much. He'll be back.
When it comes to your family's health care, making
Well, college football, a lot of things to look forward to. And we talked about Bama and we talked about Kentucky. Last week on the show, we talked about how it looks like an 8-team playoff is not going to be anytime in the near future, nor is a 12-team playoff. And I'm okay with that. There's not a good answer in a game of football to be able to extend a playoff like that. But looking at other news, I hate to do this, but I told the fans of the show that I would when we first came on in the intro. I do have to admit something terrible.
I'm ready to hear it.
It may change all of our lives forever. I do have to admit that Harold Mullins was right when he was my guest on this show 2 weeks ago. We talked about Oklahoma and Texas coming into the SEC, and we talked about how that hurts other conferences. And we talked about the Big 12, losing 2 teams like that and what that causes for them and the media rights money they lost. And Harold, he did have to make the statement. Although I'm going to call a little bit of BS on some of what he said. He says he named to me on the show. Can we look that up after a while? I want to admit that he's right, but not completely right. He says he named every single team to me that the Big 12 would pick up. And he did. He did. He named the teams the Big 12 would pick up. But the Big 12 has extended welcomes to BYU, Central Florida, Houston, and Cincinnati. And I will throw out there, my biggest, man, this hurts. I'm going to need some Tylenol. My biggest congratulations I have to give to Harold, and credit I have to give to Harold, is the big one he said the Big 12 needs to go for was Houston. And that seems to be one of the top of their priority right now.
I can see him up there right now in that Rolly chair thinking, I told you so.
He's leaned back, smiling,
he is.
eating a bologna sandwich. I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. Yeah, but we did talk about, I talked to him about BYU and how, they're one of the top teams in NCAA college football that brings in money for media rights and such. So we talked about how the Big 12 would probably want to go after, they lost $15 million a year in media rights, losing Texas and Oklahoma. BYU replaces quite a bit of that. But then when they get teams like Houston in Central
Yeah.
Florida,
There you
Cincinnati,
go.
that helps them.
Those are teams that are going to bring you money.
Yes.
And I don't think a lot of people understand how like media rights work. But
Right.
whenever you have such a big organization like that and people are throwing money at
Yes.
you, big names are going to look at you and say,
Yeah.
man, this here's a cash cow.
Yeah.
Let's pocket this.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the way the Big 12 works,
Do,
sadly.
do you think that the Cougar from BYU doing the Rolex dance on the field with the dance team is what brings him in all that media rights, or do you think it's actually the football? Have you seen that clip for the Cougar for BYU? Yeah. We don't have it
We've
to show
all
you.
seen it.
Yeah, we've all seen it.
If you have any type of social media,
You've seen it.
I'm just going to go off a limb and say yes.
That's where their media rights come.
Yeah.
Harold, BYU is not coming to the Big 12 for football. They want to see the Cougar dance with the dance team on TV. That's all it is. That's all it boils down to.
But, you know,
Houston may come in for football. Houston may come in for football, but that's going to be about it. Harold has got everybody. Do we have somebody we want on the show down here? We have Harold Mullins' granddaughter here with us in the studio today. I will not bring her down here for the purpose of Harold just said that she looks like him.
Yeah.
We would never do that to her. Harold, she is way prettier than what you ever thought about being. Don't ever say that to that girl again, right? Lexington Henry Clay softball player. Well, when are we going to have her on the show? Never. Now that she has associated herself with Harold Mullins, she never wants to be on the show anymore.
no more PT. Yeah.
We can't ever let Harold say that somebody looks like him again.
No. But I will say one good thing about Harold, and that is the guy knows a lot.
He does. He's very knowledgeable.
I mean, he's 95 years old, so he's had a lot of time to learn as much as he has.
We can talk a lot of crap about Harold Mullins, but I can't even express to you how much I enjoy sitting down and talking with the guy. His
That's the
knowledge.
truth.
He's been around sports a long time. Him and David Adams both. Being able to, we enjoy so much. Me and Winston and you two, we love sitting around him and just picking up on all the knowledge.
Well, I mean, that's where you learn. Not only
Yeah.
do you learn, you build friendships, and
Yeah.
that's what sports are all about. It's
Yeah.
about bringing people together,
Yeah.
and that's what we do here at Hometown Sports.
Absolutely, absolutely. Follow a barber on TikTok I love named Vic Blends, and if everybody could have his outlook on life, I think it'd be great. He goes around and gives these free haircuts to people on the street and films it. And a lot of times they ask him, why do you give out free haircuts? Because he cuts a lot of celebrities' hairs too. The guy's not in
know
bad
the guy,
shape
yeah.
financially by
Yeah,
any means.
I know exactly who you're talking
Yeah, and they ask, why do you cut free? And he says, for the conversation.
Yep.
For the conversation.
I mean, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
The thing that really hooked me on him at first was, okay, this is just another guy that's
Yeah.
doing things for the community and all that. But then he throws over like the
Oh yeah.
like the covering that's got MJ.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just so cool. And then after that, I was kind of baited.
Yeah, oh,
and then
yeah.
and then I learned the same thing that you did.
Mhm.
That hey, this dude is actually he seems to be a very nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I enjoy listening to the conversation.
Absolutely, absolutely,
It's
just
cool.
as he does. Yeah, yeah, 100%. And he has nothing on Matthew Mullins. I just have to throw that out down in
No.
Studio K. But he's a great barber. When we come back here in a minute, though, it's getting closer and closer and closer to this week's high school football match, and we're still slim on games here in the mountain area of Kentucky, especially. But it looks like we're on an average right now of about 3 games per night in the area. And luckily, right here on TVS Cable, you get to watch 2 of those on Hometown 24 tonight.
And Hometown 24 Plus.
Hometown 24 Plus. On Hometown 24 Plus, you're going to have, which game do you have tonight?
We have Perry and Breathitt.
Perry at Breathitt, which is going to be a fabulous game. And then on Hometown 24, just across the hallway and 1 channel down on your remote control, we have Hazard at Letcher Central. So 2 great games to watch tonight. Feel free to flick back and forth to those 2 channels. Great games and commentation to go on both of those channels. And
I like this guy
Yeah.
way more than Winston.
he might buy me a Reese next time. When we come back, we're going to,
If we
there.
can just get that.
right there,
Sponsor us.
right there.
Sponsor us.
When we come back, we will talk about those high school football matches, along with one other one going on in the area. It is the Gingerbread Bowl
Yes, it
here
is.
in Knott County. We'll talk about that game when we come back as well. Right here on Before the Whistle, presented by MCHC.
When it comes to your family's health care, making the right connection is easy with just a call, click, or visit to one of Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation's clinics serving Eastern Kentucky and Southwest Virginia. Our providers cover the full spectrum of medicine for the whole family, as well as specialty and support services such as pulmonary, optometry, dentistry, and podiatry, plus on-site labs, x-rays, nutritionist, and more. Call today for an appointment or telehealth visit. Now accepting Virginia Medicaid. Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS. Thacker Grigsby is constantly working to bring the latest technologies home. Home, where we live and work. A place we want to see grow and prosper. From Jackson to Hindman and everywhere in between. We're committed to serving you with the latest technology. Whether it's faster broadband, more video choices, or the latest voice services. Thacker Grigsby with our fiber network can provide the latest ways to stay connected, informed, and entertained.
At TVS Cable, we are committed to providing you with the best broadband available, whether that be through expansion of our fiber-to-the-home facilities, new builds into previously unserved areas, or by launching DOCSIS 3.1, the latest technology in cable broadband. TVS Cable has always changed with the demands of Eastern Kentucky, and we will continue to make investments in our area because we care about Eastern Kentucky. It's our home too.
So we did have an interesting conversation out of the break. A good friend and family member of mine, Nick Hall, actually texted and wanted me to ask why his channel 24 wasn't working. It's a black screen. He sent me a picture. Nick, you got an array of answers. It ranged anywhere from try rescanning and reprogramming on your TV settings all the way to pay your bill. Oh, Nick, we talked about that the other day. He got to watch some 24 the other day and then tried to find 25 and it wasn't working. But I think it's rescanning your channel. So if you ever have a problem, an issue, especially with the changeover from Hometown 24 Plus from Channel 46, try rescanning on your TV settings and maybe that'll help you get the game on.
And paying your bill will help.
Paying your bill will also help. Also, if you ever come up and your screen is black, make sure that you paid your bill. That's my problem usually.
And rescan.
Yeah. How do we keep up with so many? There's so many bills we have to pay now. Phone, internet, TV. I guess you can bundle with TVS Cable and get rid of some of that. But
Yes.
we still have insurance, truck payments, heat, electric, water, garbage.
It's very expensive to live.
It is. It is. Kids, stay young. Stay on this screen on Friday nights playing football. Don't get old. And graduate, but don't get old. We are going to talk about some high school football tonight. The first one we'll talk about, Jonathan, the game that you will not be able to find tonight at the Gingerbread Bowl here in Hindman, Kentucky. Martin County ventures into Knott Central tonight. We've seen Knott play a couple of times on our channels. We have seen the highly explosive offensive ability of Knott County, and we've talked about how if you're going to beat Knott County, a couple things you got to do is you got to control the clock a little bit, keep the ball in your offense's hands, and keep Knott's offense off the field.
Knott Central will waste the entire game on their offense.
They will. They will.
And credits to them. It's,
and they're going to put points on the board in doing so. We've seen Kaiser Sloan air the ball out. You talk about forward passes. He don't care to do it when he has receivers in the likes of Ethan Combs and Landon Smith and even Will Weinberg can pull some of those in. And you've got all those receivers out there.
And Will is a player that's really impressed me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Will went from, like, as a freshman, the quarterback position, and he's grown into this tight end type player. And he's put on a lot of muscle.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Will, if you're watching this, you can out bench press me, I'm sure. But
He'll love hearing that.
oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I give him a head bigger than what he already has. but I am really impressed with North Central's team this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also have to give credit to Will Weinberg, you know, going from that offensive position of quarterback and such to 2 games in a row, 2 weeks in a row, and North Central's 2 games they've played, he has come up with huge stops on defense.
And that's what he's good at.
That's what he's good at. That's what he's good at. So hats off to him. And I do have to say, nothing against Knott County's defense. Knott County's defense is also their offensive team. And
Yes.
that we have seen is one of the problems that Knott Central faces. If your offense is off the field because the other team's offense is on the field and your defense is on the field getting tired down, that's also your offense that has to come back on the field. And with Knott Central, what we've seen last week is they did a really good job at keeping the offense out there and pounding the ball, running the clock, pounding the ball, and wearing down Knott Central's players.
Yes. And whenever you can do that,
Yeah,
you're bound to win.
absolutely.
And it's just,
Absolutely.
I've come to learn that now in football, it's not all about physicality.
Yeah.
Hey, let me just knock this dude's helmet off
Yeah.
real quick. It's really mental.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were just talking at the beginning of the show about Tom Brady. And he might be the strongest mental quarterback in the NFL. Because nothing phases the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, a minute 24 left. He doesn't have any emotion. The only emotion
Right.
that he has is,
Right. Right.
let's go.
Right.
Let's send it home.
Yeah.
And that's whenever you know that, hey, your team can really succeed.
Yeah,
Whenever they don't
absolutely.
let anything get to them other than the W.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with that. Yeah. Well, and looking at Central tonight, don't know. We don't know what county. Martin County goes in. They're going to county. Can you hear me? Messing up. Let's get her figured out. Gingerbread. Oh, or 2 games.
When it comes to your family's health care, making the right connection is easy with just a call, click, or visit to one of Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation's clinics serving Eastern Kentucky and Southwest Virginia. Our providers cover the full spectrum of medicine for the whole family, as well as specialty and support services such as pulmonary, optometry, dentistry, and podiatry, plus on-site labs, x-rays, nutritionist, and more. Call today for an appointment or telehealth visit. Now accepting Virginia Medicaid. Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS. Thacker Grigsby is constantly working to bring the latest technologies home. Home, where we live and work. A place we want to see grow and prosper. From Jackson to Heineman and everywhere in between. We're committed to serving you with the latest technology. Whether it's faster broadband, more video choices, or the latest voice services. Thacker Grigsby with our fiber network can provide the latest ways to stay connected, informed, and entertained.
Hopefully we have that figured out. We couldn't figure out, Jonathan, which one, but we think maybe we've talked enough crap about either Winston or Harold one tonight that one of them's tried to hack in and mess with my mic.
Yeah, they've shut off the receiver.
Yeah, they've tried to mess it up. They can't keep us down, though.
Well, the thing is that we know it's not Winston because he's a neon day.
On a bull.
Yeah, whatever the name of that thing is. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
something.
Like Hiroshima
He might be
or
on
something.
a different one tonight.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So it was Harold.
Yeah, he's hacking in. He don't want
He's
to.
not bringing us bologna sandwiches.
That's what it is.
That's
what it is.
Anyways, back to the topic.
Not Central tonight here in Heineman for the Gingerbread Bowl. Martin County come into town. Actually came in, as you were telling me last night, to stay to prepare for the game. That is a somewhat lengthy drive from Martin County over, hour and a half drive. So come in to be prepared for the game. And if you look on paper, you can see what might look like was going to be a good game. You know, not Central 1-1. You've got Martin County who's 1-2. But what really scares me for Not Central tonight, Jonathan, and I'm pulling for them, and I do think Not Central has a shot to win the game, but you were talking about Martin County's size. Martin County has size. They also have a little bit larger roster, and talking about their size, they have 3 backs that are running for over 100 yards. When you have 3 that are rushing for over 100 yards, that scares me because that shows that they're going to be able to keep the clock moving, keep the ball on the ground, pound it, and I'm scared of that fatiguing the Patriots out tonight.
Well, if our offense is going to be playing a large portion of our defense as well,
Yeah.
that could definitely hurt.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, Knott County Central, they have a really good football program.
Yeah.
And Martin County does too. But it's the fact of the players that are within the program.
Yeah.
And Martin County, like I said, I got to talk with a few people over at Alice Lloyd's campus. And, you know, we were all in the gym talking. And these dudes are huge.
Mhm.
And now that I understand that 3 of their backs, one which I met,
Yeah.
is averaging over 100 yards a game,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be a tough night for the Patriots. Now, I will say, I think the Patriots, maybe in this game, they might have to key on with their defense, not letting themselves mentally get fatigued. You might be out on the field on defense for a while. Martin County might try to ground and pound you, but work on if you can get that occasional stop on the ground, and then you can come out on offense and not beat yourself, not have bad turnovers, not drop balls that we need to catch, and put the points up on the board on offense. Knott Central does have a good shot in tonight's game.
That's true. And if we flash back to last Friday with me and my co-host, Bo Hammonds, we got to call the Pike County and the Letcher County game.
Yeah.
And at the start of the game, Pikeville comes out, runs
Yeah.
40 yards, gets a touchdown,
Right.
7-0.
Right.
Letcher County comes out, and they even up the score.
Uh-huh.
Flash forward to the second half of the game, you're thinking, okay,
Yeah.
this could be a good game.
Yeah, we could still be, yeah.
And Letcher County beat themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
They knew what they could have done to win the game. They could have ran the ball,
Mhm.
which was working great dividend.
Yeah.
But instead they beat themselves by throwing it. And you don't, if you're not Central, you can't do that tonight against a team like Martin
Yeah.
County.
Yeah. Well, interesting to see what's going to happen here in Knott County tonight with that game, and we will keep you updated as we air our other 2 games. You mentioned Pikeville. Pikeville is on the road tonight in Ohio, Wheelersburg. I think Harold and David might know a little bit more about that game that they'll tell you about here in a little bit.
Harold
Pikeville
knows
is
all.
still a very good team.
Harold knows all.
He does. He does. If you need to know anything, that's who we go to. All right. So Pikeville on the road at Wheelersburg. Now here tonight, we'll start with Jonathan's game where he's going to be covering with Bo over on Hometown 24 Plus. We have Perry at Breathitt. And Jonathan, did we ever think we would be going into the 4th game for Breathitt and then be 0-3?
No, I did.
Would have never thought.
I can vividly remember a conversation with all of us when we were talking about the potential that Breathitt has this
Yeah.
year. And here we are.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, the thing with tonight's game with Breathitt, and you got to keep in mind they're playing Perry County.
Yes.
Breathitt is a very fast team.
Absolutely.
They're a strong team. I
Yep.
mean, you know, cornbread fed. But
Yep.
Perry County, you know, they have Chance McKenzie at the quarterback
Absolutely.
position. And Chance has an excellent arm. He is a very precise passer. But his problem is that he's a little bit slow.
Yeah.
And, you know, a good buddy of mine, Tyler Kidd, always used to say that slow feet don't eat.
Right.
And if Breathitt County can get out on him and keep him from passing
Yeah.
that ball, Breathitt County might be 1-3.
Right. Well, and you talked about all the potential that we felt like Breathitt County had coming into this year. So you're feeling like that potential is still there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, you know, like we talked about, it's only the start of the season.
Right.
And sometimes it takes 3 games, sometimes it takes 10 games.
Yeah.
Before a team really realizes, hey, we have the potential to be something great here in these mountains.
Right.
And we see that a lot of the time.
Mhm.
And I feel like Breathitt County still has that potential, not only in football, but they also have it in basketball as well.
All right. So that is coming up on Hometown 24 Plus. We'll talk about the. Okay, well, we might still be having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I think we're good to go now. We're not good to go. We do need to take a break. Harold, I've got to get him and my mic figured out. We will be right back to talk about our other game on Hometown 24. Sorry.
At TVS Cable, we are committed to providing you with the best broadband available.
When it comes to your family's health care, making the right connection is easy with just a call, click, or visit to one of Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation's clinics serving Eastern Kentucky and Southwest Virginia. Our providers cover the full spectrum of medicine for the whole family, as well as specialty and support services such as pulmonary, optometry, dentistry, and podiatry, plus on-site labs, x-rays, nutritionist, and more. Call today for an appointment or telehealth visit. Now accepting Virginia Medicaid. Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS. Thacker Grigsby is constantly working to bring the latest technologies home. Home, where we live and work. A place we want to see grow and prosper. From Jackson to Hindman and everywhere in between. We're committed to serving you with the latest technology. Whether it's faster broadband, more video choices, or the latest voice services. Thacker Grigsby with our fiber network can provide the latest ways to stay connected, informed, and entertained.
At TVS Cable, we are committed to providing you with the best broadband available. Whether that be through expansion of our fiber to the home facilities, new builds into previously unserved areas, or by launching DOCSIS 3.1, the latest technology in cable broadband. TVS Cable has always changed with the demands of Eastern Kentucky, and we will continue to make investments in our area because we care about Eastern Kentucky. It's our home too.
All kinds of technical difficulties.
And we're
Here
back.
we go. Now we're back. Now we're back. Winston, I think, Jonathan, is it Winston or Harold? Did Winston ride the bull all the way over here to mess with this stuff?
No, that was Harold.
Oh, okay, okay.
I seen him messing around with this stuff before we went live, and he changed my batteries. So
Well, might be because you ate his bologna sandwich.
he didn't make me one, so I made one myself.
Oh, yeah. So getting closer to kickoff time here at all these locations. Tonight we are at Breathitt County and we are at Letcher Central. And we were just talking about Breathitt, and I think you were having some mic difficulties. We talked about how they are 0-3, but you talked about how tonight they could be 1-3, and you talked about the potential that Breathitt was showing everybody before the season and all the anticipation people had for this Breathitt County team. And you mentioned how you think it's still there.
It is still there. And, you know, we've only tapped into the beginning of the season, and we have so much time left to see what this team's really capable of. And I feel like tonight against a team like Perry County, where your quarterback is a little bit slow and you can kind of get up on him, and, you know, you still have to be fearful of their running back, so that's understandable. But whenever you can get up on that quarterback, you have a chance to say, hey, we can still win.
Yeah.
And I know that's Breathitt County's mentality coming into this game tonight. And will they pull it off? I don't know.
Right.
Will Winston come to work next week? I don't know.
A lot of unknowns out there.
Yeah.
A lot of unknowns out there.
Is Harold going to change the batteries in all of our receivers? I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. We will say, and I want to get your viewpoint on this, Jonathan. Breathitt County, to me, reminds me of one of our classic UK teams over the last decade, of where you've got Jalen Turner, who he's your leading passer, he's your leading receiver, he's your leading everything. He's kind of like their Randall Cobb.
Yes.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing to have so much responsibility in just a few people's hands?
Well, that can make you or break you.
Yeah.
And, you know, in a situation like that, if you can clamp down one guy, you clamp down all 30.
Right.
And that's the problem with that, is you have to have multiple people on the team that are able to carry that, not just 3 or 4.
Yep.
You have to have 10 people that are able to carry a workload, or else you're constantly putting pressure on three people's backs. And three people can't carry 40.
Right.
They weren't meant to do that. They were meant to do their part, and their teammates do their part. It was never meant for three people to carry a team. And in the viewpoint of Turner and Collins, a guy that's that big, he's obviously going to be a target.
Right.
You know, he's 6'7",
Right.
6'8", 7 foot tall. He's taller than Harold. But a guy that's that big, he's obviously going to be a target.
Well, and you know, obviously, we're not trying to say that the game is not in the hands of any of the linemen, O or D line, or anybody like that. But the linemen and other positions aren't the ones who carry the ball across the end zone line most of the time. And so when you're stuck when you look at your stats, I shouldn't say stuck, when you look at your stats and you've got one person that's leading most of the categories, as you said, that can be good or bad according to what we're seeing so far with Breath at 0-3. We'll see if that can turn them in the other direction. That game coming over on Hometown 24 Plus with you and Bo in less than 15 minutes. Breathitt County and Jalen Turner at home against McKenzie and Gayhart from Perry Central coming up on Hometown 24 Plus, Channel 25. Now, here in a second, same kickoff time, I'm pretty sure 7:30 on Hometown 24, the Bulldogs and the Cougars, not BYU. I want to see that. If we can get Letcher Central's mascot out there to dance with the dance team at Letcher Central, that'd be impressive. We might buy media rights there.
Yeah. That's a cash cow, Josh.
Yeah. We'll get on that. Let's see if anybody watching from Letcher County, see if you can get your mascot out there dancing with the dance team like the BYU Cougar.
Yeah.
But the Bulldogs coming into Letcher, Bulldogs, slower start to their season than what they wanted. And Jonathan, I'm going to be honest, I see, even though they're 0-2, I see good things from Hazard, both games being close. Max Pelfrey has helped lead them to competitive games. You know, Harlan County, that's just a tough team to play, even if they're down. Harlan County, massive amount of students in the school, a lot of numbers on the roster. They're one of those Martin County teams you talked about. They're big,
Yes.
always big and strong. They put them. I think they work in the coal industry when they turn 10 over there in Harlan County. And then they play Middlesboro that first game, and we see them come back after being down 22-0, I think, at halftime.
Yeah.
They come back and make that into a game, and we saw a lot of good things come out of that comeback. And then we talk about the Harlan County game. Now, that to me, that doesn't show me, and you said it's early in the season, that doesn't show me what the Bulldogs really are.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And, you know, a question I'll ask you is what do you think Hazard has to do tonight to beat Letcher, who is 2-1 on the season?
Well, I will say, even though I think Hazard is a better team than what their record that pops up by their name is going to show, I think it's going to be a tall task for them tonight in Whitesburg. Letcher Central matches with them in size. Letcher Central, another big team like Harlan County, one of the biggest teams we've seen Whitesburg and Letcher Central have in quite a while. Now, Letcher Central, to me, in their 2 wins have been really impressive. Carson Adams is showing me a lot of good things out there.
Man, he is so versatile.
He is.
He can throw. He can move in and out of the pocket, which
Yeah.
I told you is a biggie for me. But he can also run the ball.
He can.
He moves like a running back, and it blows my mind for him to be his size.
Yeah, and a very big offensive line and defensive line there in Whitesburg at Letcher Central. You know, their one loss coming from Pikeville. You talked a little bit about that game. I also have to say Pikeville's offensive line, I thought it was Mississippi State when I first looked out there. Very big line, and Pikeville, very, very powerful team, especially for a single-A school. And there's a reason they are a state championship competitor year in and year out. But Letcher, you know, held their own in the first half of that team. I think Letcher Central tonight going to be quite a bit of a problem for the Bulldogs.
And I agree. You know, I talked to Papa Harold before we went live.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, we're in for a good game tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And when Papa Harold says that,
When he did say we're in for a good game.
yes,
He's usually
Harold knows all.
right about that. Yeah, he does pretty good at those. So, Hometown 24, less than 12 minutes remaining before kickoff. again, we have Hazard at Letcher Central right here on Hometown 24, and you're probably watching us right now on Hometown 24. Plus, you're going to be watching the Perry at Breathitt game coming from Jackson, Kentucky tonight with Jonathan and Bo. So take your pick, flip back and forth, mute whichever side you feel like muting. We'll leave that up for you to decide.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to listen to Papa Harold either. No, I'm kidding. Him and David do an amazing job.
Oh, yeah, but both sides. You're going to hear a good broadcast on 24 or 25, whichever one you watch, and you're going to watch great high school football on either one you watch. But we want to, again, thank you so much for coming in with me and Jonathan here today on Before the Whistle, and presented by MCHC. Be sure to keep coming in next week. We have a lot of surprises coming in for the rest of the season of Before the Whistle. And join me back here at the Man Toyota at the half for some halftime sports talk.
It's been awesome, man.
It's been awesome.
It's been
Thank you
cool.
for having me, Jonathan.
Appreciate
yes, sir.
you. Winston, thank you for not coming to work, man. I appreciate it.
Enjoy high school football tonight. Thank you for joining us.
This telecast is copyrighted by Hometown 24 for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or retransmission of this game without the express written consent of Hometown 24 is prohibited.
Brought to you by Bank of Heinemann, Thacker Grigsby, Paradise Pizza, Game On Hazard, Wicker Law Offices in Heinemann, Heinemann Land Auction Company, and TVS.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hometown 24's Bank of Heinemann Game of the Week, live here on Hometown 24. I'm Harold Mullins along with David Adams, and tonight we come to you from Whitesburg, Kentucky, where the Letcher Central Cougars will host the Hazard Bulldogs. Big guys versus little guys tonight for a A-Power Letcher Central taking on 1A Power Hazard. David, it should be a good one.
Absolutely, Harold, and good to be with you on this Friday night. And when we come on, I seen Famous Recipe, and it's got me in the mood for chicken already, I'm telling you.
Is that right?
Yeah, it come on. It was there. But this is a crucial game, I think, for Hazard. I think if they can get another win, they had a big win against Harlan Central, Harold, and now they got a team that they've come to that's pretty good at home. Letcher Central, I know they ran into a buzzsaw last week against Pikeville, but it is definitely going to be a hard-fought game, especially at Letcher Central, Harold.
I think this game is going to be more for the Letcher psychic than it would be for Hazard. You come on at home and you play two single A teams, And should you lose to both of them, and you're a big four, supposedly 4A power,
Right.
it's got to set in your mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Granted, Pikeville, maybe as good as any team in the state at their level, and Hazard, of course, coming off an impressive win. But still, if you're the Cougars, you got to look at this as a game you should win.
Absolutely. It's a critical game to get them back on track, no question about that. But Hazard playing very well against Harlan Central.
It's kind of surprising. Hazard opened this season up on the road against a so-so Middlesboro team. I think that would be a fair statement to say. They are a so-so team. And they opened up falling down 24-0, 22-0, and then coming back to score 20 points in a row to almost pull that game out. But they still lost. And then they got a win on a COVID win over Breathitt County, and that gave them a couple of weeks in between games, and I think it really gave Coach Howard a chance to get his team headed in the right direction. And then they were very impressive last week against Harlan County, a game that I thought they would have a hard time winning. On the other hand, Letcher Central, they are 2-1. They opened up impressively with a easy win over Shelby Valley, then had to come from behind to beat David Crockett of Tennessee 26-24, and then was really ran over last week, 48-7, a game that we saw on Channel 25. Bo and Jonathan brought that game to you, but a game that I think they were a little surprised at the quickness that Pikeville had.
And Harold, the strength of their line this year is amazing. They've grown up so much from the year before, and you got that speed. You mentioned the quickness and the strength. That's two things in football are hard to teach.
Let's take a look at the impact players of the game. First of all, for the Hazard Bulldogs, the good book says a child shall lead them, and Hazard is led by freshman quarterback Max Pelfrey. And, boy, as he goes, the Bulldogs are certainly been coming on and improving. Max Johnson, another impact player, Andrew Ford, the big guy, the big tight end that Max is going to throw to all night long. You were reminding me that game last week, Letcher and Pikeville was 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. That is true, but Pikeville just steamrolled them the last three quarters.
Yeah.
And as far as impact players for Letcher Central, Carson Adams, the quarterback, and he will have Jonathan Little and Hayden Bashir to help him along the way. The Cougars, like I said, I think this is a really big game for Letcher Central. They're playing at home. They don't lose very often in Whitesburg.
No, they do not.
And to lose on back-to-back weeks to single-A teams, that would be a little bit hard for the psychic, I would think.
Oh, yeah, it would, Harold. And I think Carson Adams is going to have to play a smart game tonight. Letcher's got to keep turnovers at a very minimum, as low as possibly can. Because now Hazard is running the ball well. And when the Bulldogs run the ball well, they're a tough outfit to work with. But looking forward to the game, Harold. And like we talked about, it is a very crucial game for each team, I think.
I'm looking forward to it. It's Gingerbread Festival week in Knott County, and they are playing in the Gingerbread Bowl tonight against Martin County. We'll have updates on that game all night long, as well as the Breathitt and Perry Central game and any other games that we can get a hold of. So, we're looking forward to a big night, a big Friday night here on Hometown 24. Let's take a break. We'll come back, take a look at the opening kickoff when we roll on from Whitesburg.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
Thacker Grigsby is constantly working to bring the latest technologies home. Home, where we live and work. A place we want to see grow and prosper. From Jackson to Hindman and everywhere in between. We're committed to serving you with the latest technology. Whether it's faster broadband, more video choices, or the latest voice services. Thacker Grigsby with our fiber network can provide the latest ways to stay connected, informed, and entertained.
Welcome back. If you're downtown at the Gingerbread Festival in Hindman, you got your mobile device with you. Just tune us in on Facebook, Hometown 24 Facebook, or YouTube, Hometown 24 YouTube, and you can watch the game while you enjoy the festivities in downtown Hindman. Looked like a pretty good crowd as I was coming through tonight.
Usually
filing in for the Friday night festivities here in the county, and the big football game going on a couple of miles down the road at Knox County Central High School. They'll be kicking off here momentarily, and we'll be getting that to you. Hazard dressed in, it appears like white, and Letcher Central in the blue as we'll look. It appears like Letcher Central will get the football to start the game.
Absolutely. Your first scorers come in, Harold, in the first quarter. Pikeville tied up with Wheelersburg, Ohio. Up there, Pikeville traveling up there to play tonight.
Wheelersburg is a very good football program.
Yes, it is. They have
and
won some
Pikeville
state
is
titles.
getting ready to find that out.
Yeah.
Although I think you might, that Wheelersburg might find out that Pikeville is a pretty good football team as well.
Absolutely. That speed and strength has really come on for
Hope you had a
Pikeville.
chance to watch the pregame show before the whistle with, I don't know how they talk poor old Jonathan into getting on there with them.
It is the experience when you're with Coach Smith, no question about
Jonathan's a new kid on the block. I guess it was his time in the barrel.
He'll be the old kid on the block when Wes gets done with him.
Hazard will kick off, and by the way, Hazard has a female kicker. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yes, she kicked an extra point last week.
Looks
So
like
we're ready to go. Hazard will kick off, and the southpaw puts a foot to it. Low and line drive, taking it the 20-yard line. Nice return up across the 40 to the 45. And Letcher Central, number 16, Wyatt Isom, a good return there.
excellent return, good field position. Cougars want to make a good drive happen here, and the Dogs will play defense, Harold. Looks like the Dogs have good size up front on that defensive line as well. Barnett, good size young man, number 74. He
They'll spread the field to get this one underway. Adams will go out of the shotgun, send a man in motion, and hand it off to a sweeping
looks like Bashir.
Hayden Bashir, and he got very little as Hazard right there to crack him down.
Looks like be second down coming up for the Cougars.
Second down and 10. Big weekend on tap in Lexington. We got UK getting ready to take a dive into the deep end of the pool when they take on the SEC foe Missouri. Should be a good football game. Back to pass Adams. They fires it over the middle. Incomplete, and the flag comes in late. And they're going to get number 1 Jordan Olinger for interference on the play.
A little too close with the body, Hurl, and it was an easy call, really, the bump. And so it's going to give the Cougars 15 more yards and a fresh start. Our flag is presented by the Hyman Pro Mark. Those good folks up there, go up and get your home needs
First down for Letcher Central. Mark off 15 yards down to the 40-yard line. We see our umpire there, Jody Johnson. Good friend. Talked to him today before the game. He told me he was going to be at the game. I told him to sew the yellow flags in the pants, not to be throwing them around. Running with the ball is Carson Adams. And, boy, Hazard looks very good defensively early on.
Absolutely nice tackle there by Ryan Dean. As
Well,
he
loss
comes
of
across.
about 6 yards on the play, all the way back to the 46-yard line.
Hazard got good speed and a big win over Harlan County, Harold. They're coming up here. They're playing tough here early on defense.
Hazard with 3 down linemen walks the linebackers up into the gap, showing blitz. Adams turns, fires it, got his man out on the wing, and he spins, gets down inside the 40. That was Nicholas Hunting with the catch for Letcher Central. Third down coming up, 3rd and 7. So you understand I'm going to have to invite my good friend, Wes Smith, to join me in the booth next week.
Yeah, and he'll do a
You're
good
gonna
job.
You're going to be
I'll be out
gone.
of town. And
You know how these stars are. They get a week off a month, and this is David's week off. So it's a little family get-together for him, and Wes has promised to join me.
And Wes, the good things he said about you tonight before the whistle will carry on.
Back to pass. Adams now rolling. After him, they got him all the way back at the 38-yard line. Boy, a lot of quickness on display there by the Hazard Bulldogs, led by number 12, Zane Deaton, in to make the first contact.
Yeah, right now the Cougars' line is got to show more protection than that, Harold. The quarterback's not really getting in anything, Adams, right now. So he needs a little support there, and the line has got to step up.
4th down and long yardage for the Bulldogs. Adams out of the gun, and he got Hazard to jump off sides.
Jacob Fields.
5 yards the easy way.
52, Jacob Fields a little quick there, and a nice job by Carson to switch his call up a little bit, Harold, and give him an opportunity to pick up 5 yards the easy way.
4th down and 4. Whole lot simpler to pick that up than 4th and 9. 3 wideouts to the right and 1 to the left. No tight ends into the game, only one setback. That's Bashir. Bashir goes in motion, and Adams turns and fires, got his man, and did he get there? I believe he did. Second effort, and Hanning got across the 30, and that's going to be a first down. Let's see where they put it down. I believe it's first down yardage. They may bring it in to measure it. Let's see.
I think so. I think they're going to do that, Harold. It's awfully close, but I'm like you. I think he has
if the lines are correct, he's got it by the nose of the football.
beautiful place to play football up at Cougar Stadium.
Boy, we were sitting here and watching the crowd just pour into this game.
Absolutely.
This game has a lot of interest throughout the mountains.
It does indeed, and what a beautiful evening for a high school football.
I think our best night for football of the year. No humidity, stretch it out, and I don't believe he got it. He's an inch short, and they'll turn it over on downs, and the Bulldogs have held.
Big stop by the Bulldogs. That was awfully close.
And so Hazard, young Pelfrey, will bring his team out. Coach Howard, in his second year as head coach of the Bulldogs, done a good job with it.
I think he has too, Harold. Done a good job with the team. His kids come out and play hard, and looks like one wide out to the left and 2 to the right.
We got a man in the slot to the right. That's Tyson Turner. He's a burner. He'll turn and a halfback pass, throwing it long, got a man, and he dropped the football. Andrew Ford, one of our impact players, dropped the football, and that was 6.
Yeah, Ford, Harold, he knew that. He knew it when it happened that it was there.
That's one of those where you sure hate to come back to the huddle, don't you?
Oh, my, you do.
Oh, my goodness. That was a halfback pass, and throwing the football was Max Johnson, and he laid it out there. Andrew Ford just dropped it. Coming up over the football, number 71, he is Ian Bashir. That's Harold Bashir's son. Works with us some here on Hometown 24.
Looks like Pelfrey getting ready.
Pelfrey back to Pies. They're coming after him. He rolls to the right, gets free, throws it out there. This time, Ford goes to one knee to make the catch up at the 39-yard line. Going to be about a yard short of the first down.
Pelfrey, a young man, likes to come out in the flat, Harold, and can move and accurate thrower so far.
Pelfrey, only a freshman. Max Pelfrey. Got a brother that plays on this team, I believe, Hank, number 14. Third down in a yard. Johnson in motion. Flags go down, and I believe they got a false start on the Dogs.
Yeah, I think 71 got the early jump. That's Bashir. And that happens sometimes, a little anxious, and you want to try to get your block started as early as possible, Harold.
It's kind of, I don't understand how he moved. He's the center, you know. I mean,
yeah,
he may have moved the football.
May have, and they may have thought that that should have been followed on through with a snap.
They need 6. Pelfrey to pass, rolls to his left, fires, complete. No, he gets caught. Well, have mercy. That's one you don't see every day.
No, ball went into
out of the receiver's hand, hit the defensive player in the chest, popped up in the air, and the receiver came back into his arms.
Yeah, Little had it and for Cougars, but it pops out.
First down, Bulldogs 44-yard line.
You know what they say, you got to have a little
Gotta
luck.
bet rather be lucky than good.
Yeah. 14 going off the field for the Bulldogs. That's Pelfrey. He's limping a little bit.
That's Hank.
Yeah.
Max Pelfrey is the quarterback, and they'll
he's
go
ready.
out of the power I, and they'll turn and pitch it to Johnson. Running room midfield. Johnson to the 44-yard line. Boy, Hazard looks very explosive offensively, don't they?
They do indeed. Got some quickness on the field. And
I think for the second week in a row, Letcher Central may be looking at teams that's just flat quicker than they are.
Cougars will need a big defensive play here, Harold. Try to slow this
But
drive
now,
down.
realistically speaking, they should have intercepted that pass. Little should have intercepted that pass, and they should be on the field right now.
Yeah.
You're right, but instead Hazards and Bulldogs are in Cougar territory. Pelfrey's going to run with it. Hit. And driven out of bounds down around the 40, 39-yard line.
Nice run by Pelfrey. Didn't have his play downfield. Took the ball like a seasoned player and only a freshman, but a nice move there.
Pretty good pickup on first down. He got about 5. You going to the football game? Did Sean and the guys invite you to the football game tomorrow?
Now, if you were going to the game, would you actually go with Dameron?
Handoff, Johnson, 29 or 34, but I think that's enough for a first down.
Kentucky, did you mention 5-point favorite?
5-point favorite tomorrow night.
I think there are several college teams playing at home. I think Moorhead's at home tomorrow as well.
Who do they play tomorrow?
I'm not sure, but they play a 2 o'clock game. They are home. I'm pretty sure of that. I think Pikeville may be on the road tomorrow.
You know, the one thing that you miss most from a daily newspaper You know, I used to get the newspaper
Sports
every
lineups.
day.
Yep.
And the thing that you miss most, you still get online. You get you Louisville and Kentucky coverage, but you don't get the coverage the papers used to give the smaller school, the smaller colleges in the Commonwealth. And hey, I miss that. You know? I mean,
well, absolutely good lineups.
I'm old Moorhead man myself.
Yeah.
First down, Bulldogs. Pelfrey hit, and down he goes. Flag is flown, and somebody may be guilty of holding here. Let's wait and see. It is a holding call, and that was thrown by the umpire. That's our friend Jody Johnson. Now, will they take the 10-yard penalty? No, they will not. They will take the loss and make it second down.
Right.
I don't think that they will accept the penalty.
No, I mean, you know, you're giving them another down, so why not let it go right here?
44-yard line, second down.
Cougars, the last couple plays on defense has really put some pressure getting through, and both linebackers been shooting the gaps as well, Harold. And here,
second and 21, Pelfrey on the roll. Pelfrey fires, intercepted. Lanning has it, and he's still on his feet, 30, 35-yard line. Turnover by the Bulldogs, and this time Letcher Central Nicholas Henning made him pay.
we got a flag about on the 28-yard line, but I've not seen what the call is yet. I think the official is reporting to the
Pelfrey
line.
probably would have been better served
Just
to
take it and,
just
yeah,
you know, get
hold
what he could. He threw it into a crowd. As I heard said many times, the biggest mistake in Josh, who was a great quarterback in his heyday, by the way, at North Central.
Are
Josh
you talking
Cornick.
about Josh Cornick?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've heard him say many times, don't throw the ball across your body back into the middle of the field. And Josh would know because he threw a few interceptions.
Josh
in his
Cornick?
time.
I would have never imagined that.
He threw a few.
I never would imagine that.
Yeah, he threw a few. He completed 2, I think. Let's see what the flag is. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Whitesburg or Letcher Central, and unsportsmanlike against Hazard. And they offset, and another
30 seconds.
30 seconds of my life I will never get back, because that's the biggest waste of time in the world, offsetting penalties. 6:46 to go, first quarter. Good-looking football game early in Whitesburg. And Letcher Central will have it for the second time. Turned it over on downs the last time. Adams hands it off, and running with it is Little, and Little lost a couple of yards. Hazard's defense has been spot on, David. They really have. Their quickness has kept Letcher Central from getting to the corner.
Yep, Ryan Dean in on that first Harold for the route, and his teammates joined with him. But Hazard really putting pressure on the ball, on the quarterback, and they're getting in the backfield quite a bit.
Hopefully we'll start getting some scores in here in a little bit. Prairie Central playing at Breathitt County, and we will check on that game for you in just a second. Right now it's tied at 8, so they've had a little scoring there. Adams rolling, Adams throwing, incomplete, and Tyson Turner over there who break that one up.
Good pressure by the Dogs that time, as a lot of heat in the backfield to rush Carson Adams on his throw, and nice job by
Knott County Central in the Gingerbread Bowl, leading 14-8 in the first quarter. So if our many viewers out in the state former
score.
students at Knott County, checking in, wondering why no Knott County Central game tonight. Well, we just, to be honest, thought this would be a better game, and so we'll keep you updated on Knott County's game. Right now they lead 14-8 in the first quarter against Martin County. Back to pass, Adams, rolling, throwing, incomplete, intended for number 14, Hank Pelfrey, or correction, number 14, Caden Barnett. And that one is incomplete, and it looks like they're going to have to punt it away.
5:47 to go here in the first quarter, and no lights have been lit so far on the board.
Stay tuned at the Hive. Mantoya Oda at the Hive coming up.
And
Wes will have lots of scores for you there.
He will fill you in on a lot of things, and he may even talk a little college tomorrow.
I am so.
8-8 in Jackson as Perry and Breathitt are tied.
It ain't tied no more. Somebody just scored.
Uh-oh.
Here's the kick, and it's going to roll down inside the 15 and all the way down to the 12, and Hazard will start some 88 yards away from pay dirt. I'm bitterly disappointed that I arrived at the station this evening, and there's more gingerbread in Knott County right now than's ever been known in the history of time, and no one brought gingerbread to the station.
Well, that's true.
Borders on the crying shame.
14-8 down in Jackson.
And I don't want to hear this. We didn't go down there because I've seen all the entertainment going on downtown on the TV station. So somebody had to be down there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Be first and 10.
I mean, the bologna sandwich is all right, but a big gingerbread cake and sweet milk can't go wrong. First down at the 12-yard line. They'll turn, and Pelfrey fires it out there. Ford made a great catch, then dropped it, and they'll rule it incomplete.
It's a good call. I didn't think he had
If he'd have caught that would have been the play of the year, wouldn't he?
Hand behind him to try to bring that one in.
Gotta mention the Knott County Central volleyball team. Congratulations to Coach
game
Beth
tomorrow.
Justice and her team playing in the semifinals of the All-A tournament tomorrow afternoon at Hazard. They play those big bad Wolves of Wolf County.
Could be a
Should
good
be a
match.
great one. That's a 2 o'clock start. I watched the game with Breathitt County, and boy, a couple of nights ago, and that was a great game.
Yeah, I think also Lee County and Hazard.
Lee County and Hazard, the other semifinals.
Yeah.
Straight ahead, a pickup of a couple of yards, no more, and it brings up a big third down.
Yeah. Want to say hello to Coach Fannin down in Hazard. He's watching in. Always good to have him along.
Breathitt County leading at Perry Central 14-8. Midway through the first quarter, Knott County leading Martin County 14-8 as well. That as well in the first quarter. Rolling Pelfrey. They coming after him, and he gets out of bounds. He's going to be well short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about 3, and you can expect to see the punter for Hazard coming on right now.
You know, I like that, though, Harold. Ford was covered. He couldn't get him, and he just went ahead and rode the play on out, and that was smart. Kind
of impressed with the moxie of this young kid from Hazard, this freshman quarterback. It's going to be a good one.
He's
going to be a good one. He really is.
He's got one interception, but he got that down on the other end of the field. And that's, if you have one, that's where you want it. You don't want it on this end. I like the way
Did
he
you
routes.
happen to see the fight in the main street of Hazard last night? One wrestler dumped another in the fountain down by City Hall.
What's Happy Lady got going
mercy.
on down there?
Traffic stopped. It was a gruesome sight. Out of bounds, the kick is rolled out of bounds down at the 50-yard line. Of course, we got a big Gold Rush wrestling match coming up in Jackson tomorrow night. I'm just absolutely beside myself because I can't go. But
is that all the guys in the area?
The Biggies will be there.
Yeah, okay.
And then championship matches and had a little preview in the streets right in front of City Hall last night. The fight broke out down there. It's awesome.
Wow.
Here goes up Letcher Central. Little makes a couple miss and gets across the 45 and down to the 44-yard line. Good field position for the third drive of the night for Letcher Central. And they need to make something happen here. They've had good field position for the most part, David.
Yes, they have. Ryan Dean had an excellent opportunity to get them for a loss there, but when he made the tackle, Harrell, his man just got away from him. But a nice hustle out of Dean and a good effort for the Bulldogs.
Straight eye formation, no pistol formation, and they'll turn, leave it off, and boy, going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere was Bashir. He stopped 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, did not even get started. 3rd down and 7.
Hazard playing aggressive football, and so is the Bobcats down in Jackson. They've took the lead back from Prairie Central, 14-8. That should be a good one. And I think the Commodores driving with the football right now.
3rd down and 7. Adams this time will go out of the shotgun. 2 wideouts to the right and 1 to the left. And Carson Adams goes back to pass, fires it long. Got a man out there, but Tyson Turner knocked that one down. And so it's 4th down, and it looks like Letcher Central may have to kick this thing away.
And Harold, we definitely want to thank all the sponsors that help support high school football in the mountains on this Bank of Hyman Game of the Week and their ARH scoreboard. All the good people that likes to help these young people.
We'll run through those sponsors a little later in the game. 1st down or 4th down, and they're going to punt it away. Snap back and a pretty good kick, and it hits and will roll out of bounds. Let's see where it left the playing field, up around the 16-yard line. So once again, the Hazard Bulldogs are going to start deep. And they're saying it's going to be out further. Hazard coaching staff out there pointing, and I think they're going to be putting it down where? At the 21. No, at the 16. We were right the first time. I don't think Hazard's coaching staff agreed with that, but that's where they'll start. Pelfrey will have one man in the backfield with him out of the pistol, and they will turn and leave it off, and loss of a couple of yards there. Well, but defense on both teams have been excellent. Max Johnson had nowhere to go there.
Both teams are putting good pressure on the offensive line and the quarterback tonight. They're really playing well and being aggressive.
Pelfrey rolls out and hits Andrew Ford up to the 20-yard line, to the 21. Going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Cougars 2-1 and the Bulldogs 2-1 on the season. In this big game in Hurl, it's kind of looking like we thought it'd be a tough played football game, a hard-nosed game.
3rd down. Pelfrey needing 4 for a 1st down. And a long 4 at that. Back to pass, fires it out. Has his man, 1st down. Andrew Ford out to the 30-yard line.
Nice run by Ford. Took the ball strong and teammate with a good block there. his teammate number 3, Earl Turner, an excellent block for him and helped him get 2 or 3 more yards tacked down.
Down at the 29-yard line, first down Bulldogs.
Earl, maybe Gingerbread will show up at halftime. Who knows?
Well, I'm just not holding my breath.
You don't have a lot of confidence.
Not a lot. Max Johnson sweeping left and gets by one man, but upended at the 35. He got really 6 yards. Pretty good run on first down. Rapidly moving affair here at Whitesburg. A minute to go. It does look like Prairie Central has tied the game in Jackson, and in fact will be going for the extra point and a chance to take the lead. That is a very much improving football team.
Yes, it is.
The Commodores, I promise you that.
And they've improved on strength this year as well, quite a bit, Harold, from last season.
They'll turn and, oh, hello. Boy, number Hazard, wide receiver, got his bell rung there.
That was White Ison with a hard hit, Earl. A hard hit.
Third down and 4. They'll let the clock run out, I'm sure. Well, was that an incomplete pass? It was, and so it'll be
one more play.
Another play.
Yeah.
Pelfrey over talking to Coach Howard, and now slow to get the play in.
I think they're going to put some more time back on the clock too. I think he's wanting 14 seconds.
And he's got it.
Yeah.
14 seconds put back on the clock.
I really don't know why. I mean, but I thought it was a nice play out of the defense, and
it was a really nice play.
Yeah, nice hit.
Third down and 4. Pelfrey back to pass, fired, intercepted again. Letcher Central with it, number 46, Colby Johnson. And they are in business with 7 seconds to go in the first quarter at the 30-yard line.
To be honest, for Pelfrey, he's playing hard, playing well, but I didn't see many white jerseys in that section.
Well, like I said, bad things happen when you throw late across the middle. And
Josh Cornick can tell you
Josh
that.
Cornick told me that, yes. Bad things happen throwing late across the middle. And that time, Pelfrey was very late getting rid of the football. First down, Cougars, 30-yard line. And now direct snap to Little, and Little gets to the outside. Flags come down. He gets down inside the 5-yard line. Referee goes down.
And he is getting up slow.
Well, I don't know about him, but if it had been me, they'd have been coming with the cart right now. And let's see what the flag is. Got to be a hold, I'm sure, on somebody over on the corner. That was a direct snap.
Yeah, it was.
To Josh Little.
I think
the only time tonight we've seen a lot of running room for the running back.
Yeah. We do have a hole. And that's going to be the quarter, Earl.
And that ends the first quarter. We have no score in Whitesburg. Letcher Central, nothing. Hazard, nothing. We'll be back. We are back. Prairie Central leading Breathitt County 16-14 late in the first quarter. And at Whitesburg, we have no score. Knott County leading Martin County. Last check 14-8. So, sounds like some good close football games going on in the area tonight. First down and 20 after the mark-off for holding against Letcher Central. Boy, that took away an excellent run by Little, and Little continues to run at quarterback. Adams is not in there right now. Little back to pass. Now rolling, and now tucking and going, and he lost the football, but I believe he was down at the 33-yard line. Hazard came up with a football, but I believe that he was down. Knott County has tacked on another one, lead 20-6 in the Gingerbread Bowl. Make that 20-8. 20-8 in the Gingerbread Bowl. Patriots.
I think we've got a flag back there, Harold. The flag ended up right on the yellow line, and we didn't pick it up quick.
See it now. It was a block in the back against Letcher Central, and what started off as outstanding field position at the 30-yard line has suddenly turned sour across midfield. It is at the 40-yard line now.
Second quarter from Whitesburg.
No matter what.
So instead of first down and 10 at the 30, it's now first down, and it appears like
a long way.
A long way. At least 30 yards. Adams back in there now, rolling to the left, and he is hit and falls out of bounds at the 47-yard line. And while a nice pickup there on first down, it wasn't quite what they needed to get this thing back.
Yeah, but, I've noticed both teams on defense, they're making some nice, strong hits. The ball.
Oh, yeah, this is a physical football game. I promise you that. Yes, sir.
Bouncing around tonight. Yeah. Cougars getting ready here.
Second down and 33. And back to pass. Adams hit. Adams, down he goes. 46-yard line in to make the tackle was Pelfrey of Hazard.
Mr. Hank Pelfrey, big tackle there.
Third and 33, and boy, what started it out as a really big opportunity for Letcher Central has certainly gone to the boards.
Yeah, you got that holding call down there, Harold, on the play that they was really heading to the end zone, and it turns you back. That yellow flag can.
Third down. Adams, good protection this time, complete. Number 16, White Isom with the completed pass at the 39, but they still got a lot of yardage to go. 4th and 19.
Would you just go ahead and punt it?
I would punt it here. I certainly would. Yes, I would.
Yeah.
4th and 19. Not many plays in the playbook for 4th and 19.
All you can hope for is get a little more yardage. It's going to be tough on first down.
But they will go for it. Adams They're coming after him, and he fires it. He complete, but not nearly enough for a first down. And Hazard will take over on downs at about the 26-yard line. So they picked up some significant yardage, but not nearly enough. No. And the Bulldogs will start at the 27-yard line.
0-0 in their game, and down Jackson Hurl. We kind of figured that'd be a physical football game down there as well.
Breathitt County's taking the lead back, 20-16, back and forth affair. Neither team obviously having a whole lot of luck stopping the other team.
Yeah.
And Johnson with a direct snap, and he gets it out across the 40-yard line to the 41. Nice run there by Max Johnson.
Hazard getting their offense set quickly, trying to get some momentum going here.
Johnson again, and again he keeps it, and this time to the 45, maybe the 46-yard line.
Keaton Day, the
second down 5
for the Cougars. Day, a good route there, good fundamentals. Ford, the big end out on that right side, Hurl, and really the last two series they've not been throwing at him. He's getting a lot of attention when he goes downfield.
Really surprised they've not tried to get the ball in the hands of Tyson Turner, number 3. He is a good playmaker. Back to pass. Pelfrey fires long. Incomplete, intended for Johnson. He ran out of bounds, and it's bringing up third down.
Ford, that big tight end, has those long arms and made a good attempt, but he was upended. I thought he was too close to the sideline for the play.
I think he ran out of bounds.
Yeah.
Well, Phil probably, had they caught it, it would not have counted. Would have been a penalty. Johnson comes back in. Several substitutions for Hazard as Pelfrey, the quarterback, back in there, will go out of the shotgun. 3rd and 5, and right back to pass. He's thrown a couple interceptions already, and he's thrown another one as Little says he got it, but the referee said no, it hit the ground. I couldn't see, but Little was emphatic that he caught the ball, but the referee just as emphatic that he didn't. So it is 4th down coming up. Hazard's probably going to have to punt this football away.
I think so. I think you'll see Coach Howard get rid of the football to be safe here. Coach Mattis got his team playing extremely hard on defense tonight. The Bulldogs and Cougars have had a tough defensive battle here, Harold.
Are you going to the festival tomorrow to get into the festivities downtown?
Well, we got no gingerbread tonight. Looks like we
if
try
you're
to
get
it sometime.
You're going to have to go get it yourself. Here's the punt, a nice punt.
Very good
rolling
punt.
Dead to the 11-yard line. So Letcher Central will get it back at the 11-yard line, and both these teams have played great defense.
Yeah, the last 2 times Cougars have had the ball, Harold. One drive started at the 12, and now this one at the 11. So
and then just the last one started at the Hazard 30 when they had the penalties. Yeah. That was their opportunity to get some points.
Big turn back there, and those penalties will break your back. Holding, is a penalty that coaches they don't like them too much.
No, they definitely can break your back. Handoff, and Bashir running hard, gets across the 20 and picked up enough for a first down.
At one of her best runs we've seen so far here in the
Very
first half,
determined run by Bashir.
Absolutely. I like the way he protected the football. He had the football locked in his body, and that's the way you got to protect that ball.
First and 10, football at the 22. He picked up 11 on that run. They'll turn, give it to him again, and this time he stumbles across the 25 out to about the 26-yard line. Maybe a pickup of 4.
Griffith, a nice block to help his teammate there get some extra yardage playing that tackle spot for the Cougars.
Keeping it is Adams, and he gets a first down all the way out to midfield. Nice run there by Carson Adams.
I like the fake, and I like the way he ran the field hurl. He got some good
Ran a
speed
little read option there and kept it. And we got timeout on the field. 7:14 to go. We have no score in Whitesburg. We'll be back.
No matter what town or community you live in, there's a Tim Short dealership nearby. That's because our family of dealerships are dedicated to serving the folks throughout Eastern Kentucky. Our employees are your friends and neighbors, helping to support the local economy and provide safe and affordable transportation to everyone that shops the family of Tim Short dealerships. Our entire inventory can be found with a click of a button at timshortautogroup.com. Visit us online and join the thousands of customers that took the short drive to satisfaction today.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS.
We're back. Little disagreement going on here. But everybody thought that maybe Little caught that ball last time. There's a pass incomplete intended for a little over the middle. But it probably, in fact, I know it doesn't matter what you guys think.
It doesn't. The guys in the striped shirt really.
And he was emphatic that it hit the ground. You know, he came in and said, no, you didn't catch it, it hit the ground. Knott County really rolling on against Martin County, up on top 27-8. Our first prediction from none other than Darren Mullen says Kentucky will win 31-23 tomorrow.
Well, he does. He does a pretty good job of picking the scores for these games.
He sells cars.
But still, he does a good job. He does.
Man sells cars. I never know to use cars.
Darren, I'm on your side, guy. Harold is not on your side at the present moment, but I'm on your side.
I know he's enjoying this football game, Mo. He likes these good slobber knockers like we got going on here.
Right. And his, I don't want to say hello to Marty in Lexington.
Third down coming up for Letcher Central. Needing a big first down here. Adams, short pass complete. Little first down up the sideline. Little to the 20. Little will score. Touchdown Cougars. How about that after, going up a quarter and a half and both teams not doing anything? A little swing pass to the outside and a missed tackle, and 50 yards later we have our first touchdown of the game.
Thought the Dogs tried to tackle him too high there, Harold. They grabbed him up here, his strength. They always go down at waist and down and make that wrap and make it count.
Adams to Little, and 50-yard touchdown pass, and they will go for 2.
Breathitt County still leading 2016 over the Commodores, second quarter down in Jackson. Knott County ahead of Martin County. And
Well, obviously, we've got conflicting scores here. I've got the score I was given was Knott County was ahead, but evidently somebody else says no, they're behind. We'll just have to wait and see.
well, we better check that out. We want to tell them like it is, no question about it. That's for sure. Cougars get the extra point. It's 8-0 in Whitesburg. All Cougars so far.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in getting your hands dirty.
I believe the best recipes are never written down.
I believe in fried chicken, cornbread, and soup beans.
I believe in the cards.
I believe in cats.
I believe in insurance coverage that helps you sleep at night.
I believe in always carrying an umbrella.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Contact Derek Bowling, your Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in Hazard.
Let us correct the score. That is 27-8, Martin County leading Knott County, not Knott County leading Martin County. So the score I was given, while it was right, had the wrong people ahead. So Knott County some catching up to do in the Gingerbread Bowl, down 27-8.
6:17 to go until halftime before the whistle coming up at the Halfman Toyota halftime show.
Little pooch kick coming up and taking it at the 45-yard line was for Hazard, number 7, Andrew Ford, and that was a pretty smart play. Bulldogs will have it at the 45, and right now, Bulldogs' biggest problem has been they turned the ball over.
Yes, they have. Harold, you get a good drive going, you get it going just the way you want, and you have that turnover, and before you know it, you're behind in the game, and that's happened. But, Hazard very capable of striking back here. They've got the talent to do it with, and Cougars will go on defense as the Dogs will start this drive with 6:17 to go.
8-0, and Hazard will look for the equalizer. Back to pass is Pelfrey, swings it out. And the ball dropped, and getting back on it was Johnson. No, I believe Letcher Central has it, and they do up at the 46-yard line. Third turnover of the game by the Hazard Bulldogs. This time Max Johnson hit and coughed it up, and now Letcher Central in business at the 46.
That's one of those, you make a play, you have the football, and you just don't hang on to it.
That was a nice play, and
But we've seen
you
that.
Got to hold on to that
yeah,
football.
We've seen it on both teams tonight, struggling to hang on to the football after hits.
Adams will try to give the Cougars another touchdown late here, second quarter. Back to pass. Adams pump fake. Now pulls it down. Fires it. Got a man wide open. Out in the left flat and ridden out of bounds at the 28-yard line. It was Trevor Branham, I believe, who received that pass.
On defense, Max Johnson makes the first hit on the receiver.
Nice play on first down by the Cougars. 1st and 10, football down at the 28. Adams again retreats to pass. Steps up in the pocket, now tucks and goes. 20-15, 10-5, touchdown, Carson Adams. And Letcher Central has struck from 27 yards out.
I thought the defense gave up on that play early. I seen not the effort they've been doing here so far in the game. They've got to keep the effort going. And I know you make a turnover and you drop your head, but this game is a long way from being over, and you got to keep your head up and keep playing. Cougars will go for the extra point, 14-0, Harold, and
understand Andrew Ford's uncle, who teaches school in Hardin County, I believe. tuning in, watching tonight's
Well,
game.
glad to have him
and
along.
a chance to see his nephew play. Right now, Hazard's in trouble as Adams is dragged down from behind, and the try for extra point is no good. It is 14-0 Letcher Central with 5:52 to go, and we'll be back. Kickoff coming ahead.
Since 1954, Heinemann Funeral Services has been part of this community. When your family needs someone who cares, Danny Terry and his staff are here to help. During your family's time of need, they are a helping hand through every step of the process, from services to monument and to your loved one's final resting place. Celebrating over 50 years proud service to the community, Heinemann Funeral Services.
14-0 here at Whitesburg. Cougars leading. They're going to kick off Harold, and kind of surprised me. You know,
And I was wrong. That is Meade County.
Meade County. Well, it's good to have him along.
And he teaches physical education at Meade County. So welcome aboard. I hope you enjoyed tonight's game. Andrew's had a pretty good night. He's caught a few passes.
Yeah.
And pretty good little football player, Andrew Ford.
Andrew plays hard no matter what the sport is, Harold. He goes after it.
Yeah, I tell you what, he was one of the most improved basketball players last year in the region. He undersized, had to play in the middle, and he was undersized, but boy, he plays with a lot of heart.
He does indeed.
Here's the kickoff for Little, taking it for Hazard and swinging to the outside. Not much there. And across the 25, the Bulldogs will take over at the 26-yard line.
I think this is a crucial drive for the Bulldogs with 5:42 to go. They need to get something on the board, get their confidence back up.
They need to quit turning the football over.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, a team like Letcher Central is too good for you to give them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. They're going to score on you when you continue to turn the ball over, and Hazard has done way too much of that.
Want to thank Manus Blair and Miss Yance for letting Hometown 24 come in there and do the game tonight, Harold.
Here's a handoff as Johnson gets a couple ahead to the 29. Not much going on. Letcher Central defense has been very, very tough.
I tell you, they've closed the gaps tonight, and they've really done a nice job tackling this well.
Looks like Prairie Central is seesawed back out on top of Breathitt County, 22-20 in Jackson.
Right now, we may experience a little technical difficulty here, but we should have it back.
Oh, we're back to it now. Handoff again is Johnson, and again he has nothing.
No gap to run that time. Close
and
down
it's
early.
going to bring up third down and about 7 yards to go. Pelfrey comes out of there running, and did he get a first down? Let's see. They rule him just across the 35, and he may be about a half yard short. And if you're a Hazard Bulldog, are you going to go for it in Letcher Central territory, 4th down and a half yard?
Well, evidently not. I think they're going to punt it, Harold. I mean, if you don't make it, you're putting them in excellent field.
Be an excellent place for a fake.
Yeah, it could.
But I believe they'll just go ahead and go for it, I'll be honest with you. But no, they're bringing the punter in, it looks like.
The punter is getting ready.
Comes out of there with a punt, but Max Johnson high and takes a Bulldog bounce out of bounds around the 31. So Letcher Central with 4:25 to go, really a chance to take control of this game.
Yes, they have plenty of time for a good drive here and put some more points on. Hazard needs to really buckle down here and try to get a quick defensive play, a stop, a turnover possibly. And
Boy, it's a track meet down Jackson, ain't it? They just scoring on every play, first one and then the other.
And looks like the Bobcats have come back. It's 22-20 right now. Commodore's leading down in Jackson. Maybe not.
I've got it's 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes to go there. I got a feeling that's not going to be the halftime score. Adams with it. Quarterback draw, midfield. Nice move there.
Cougars are running off tackle a lot, Harold. They've seen something there, the matchups they like, and they're using it.
Boy, not going to getting it handed to them in the Gingerbread Bowl. 34-8 now. Martin County with a lead.
Clock a running, 4:04. And Cougars, nice play there.
Evidently, they completed a pass. We
Yes.
were momentarily off the air and having a little problem with our feed from Whitesburg. But right now, it looks like first down Cougars at the 12-yard line. Adams has come in and have played really well here in the second quarter. There's a bad pitch, but Little corrals it, and now what do we got? I don't know what happened. Suddenly the play stopped.
I don't see a flag down, but evidently there is.
The clock's running. I really don't know what's going on. Now they finally stopped the clock. And at least 45 seconds ran off of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why they stopped the play. The play was in motion all at once everybody stopped.
Yeah.
We got a timeout on the field, but the referees are trying to get them back out on the field. Just a little bit confusion in Whitesburg right now, David. And I don't know what's going on.
No, I didn't see a flag go down on the play. Matter of fact, just like you mentioned, the play just stopped dead as it got started. So,
well, the water boy has brought out the water, so referee heads to the sideline to talk to somebody, and I still have no clue what's going on. 3:02 remaining. He finally stopped the clock after it ran for 45 seconds.
Ball on the 12-yard line.
Now he says no timeout. The water boy is going to run him off. We'll get back to play.
And looks like that play maybe.
I have no clue on what happened. They didn't adjust the time or anything. So I have no clue. Adams, a keeper. Adams inside the 5 and down to the 3.
Coach Howard's going to have a tough time. Have we got a penalty?
I don't know. This time the clock is stopped and everybody's backing up. So obviously we've got some kind of a penalty coming up here. It's a holding penalty against Letcher Central. And boy, that hurts. Meanwhile, in Jackson, Breathitt County has taken the lead, 26-22.
And with 3 minutes to go, they may score each 2 times apiece before halftime. Who knows?
Not a whole lot of defense being thrown up in Jackson right now. 26-22, still 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. And Letcher Central at the 21, leading 14-0. Adams hands off to Bashir, and he gets by one man, still on his feet, running hard, and finally driven out of bounds at the 10.
One of the hardest runs we've had tonight so far.
Big run there. Second down. Or third down coming up, I believe. Second. Ball at the 10.
The stoppage a while ago, we received word that was just an official timeout called.
But nobody gave us any reason why.
Snap.
Adams rolling, firing, and batted down. Looked like somebody may have got a piece of that. A Bulldog got his hand on it in the end zone, third down. Breathitt County leading 28-22 in Jackson.
Scoreboard getting a workout at the Mike Holcomb Stadium.
Let me tell you, at the half show, the Man Toyota at the half, they'll score 5 times before West can get the score out at halftime. That third down and 8 yards to go. They need to make the 2-yard line. Adams, swing pass, and that's a lateral. If they get on that, and that would be Bulldog.
Forward with a nice hit comes out for the Bulldogs.
There's no way that was a forward pass. Fourth down coming up. They may send a kicker out. Let's wait and see.
Well,
ball back at the 10, fourth down and 8. They will go for it. I don't understand why Hazard didn't get on that football. That was definitely a backward pass. Adams firing, knocked up into the air and incomplete. Good defensive play there by Andrew Ford.
And, Harold, I think that was a critical play because another score and the Bulldogs will have a tougher time coming back.
They'll have the football with 2:35 to go and a chance to get on the board. Pikeville leading Wheelersburg, Ohio, 14-7. That must be around halftime, I would imagine. Boy, Pikeville is an awfully good football team.
Quick, strong, and tough.
Just think they beat this team right here handedly last week, 48-7 or something like that. Bulldogs with it, Pelfrey at the 10, hands it off, and Johnson got maybe a yard if he's lucky.
Second down coming up. Clock running at 2:25 till half. Johnson Central is
Louisville Central.
Louisville Central.
Let me tell you something. Down through the years, Louisville Central and Belfry has had some battles. But when's the last time you saw a Philip Hayward football team go 0-4 to begin the year? And that's exactly what's about to happen.
And you don't see that very often.
No, you do not, if ever. Johnson, running room across the 15 to the 16-yard line. And it's going to bring up third down and about 4 yards to go. And Hazard, I'm sure, pretty content to let this clock roll. Prestonsburg leading Powell County 14-6. Timeout on the field with 1:29 to go, and Letcher Central leading 14-0. We'll be back.
Being in an accident can leave you feeling vulnerable and lost. You need a lawyer who will fight for you and be there by your side the entire way. What I believe is that with trust and collaboration, we can get you the justice that you deserve. Go to kyleshall.com right now to schedule a free consultation. I will review the details of your case and get you back on your feet. Don't navigate the legal system alone. Get me in your corner right now.
We're back. Bulldogs with it, facing a big third down. Get it out to Andrew Ford. Gets by one man and got a first down out to the 25. Nice move there by Andrew Ford. And the Bulldogs get a first down, a big first down.
That's the guy, Harold, that got to go to often. He makes things happen.
Clock running at a minute 30 and Hazard in no hurry.
And to be honest, I thought Turner'd be a little more involved too.
Has not touched the football that I have seen. Have you?
No, he hasn't.
Back to pass and rolling Pelfrey, firing, complete. Andrew Ford out to the 40-yard line. Very close to being across the line of scrimmage was Pelfrey there. And a flag, and he may have been across the line of scrimmage. No, we got a holding call against the Bulldogs, and so wipe the big gainer away.
60 yards and holding penalties against the Bulldogs. Frustrating for Coach Howard. You get things going and, you know.
We were talking a little bit this afternoon, the handoff, and Johnson gets ushered out of bounds about this game. And a lot of people thought Hazard was going to win and win decisively. And I kind of was the one that thought that Letcher might just be a little bit too much for the Bulldogs and right now.
Well, the turnovers have been very, very crucial in this football game.
And a flag coming in.
Looks like we got a false start on someone here. I think it's 52, Harold, for Hazard. That's Fields.
It is halftime at the Gingerbread Bowl, 34-8.
Breathitt still leading Prairie, 28-22.
45 seconds to go until halftime there, and
our good buddy David Ritchie on hand watching that Breathitt game. No question about it.
Oh, I guarantee you he is. They turn and hand it off, and Hazard very little yardage there, and the clock continues to roll. Bulldogs, as Letcher Central will call another timeout, they'd like to get the ball back.
Yes, they would.
56 seconds to go. We'll take our last time out of the half. We'll be back 14-0 Letcher Central.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
3rd and 20 with less than a minute to go.
Big play coming up for the Dogs here on defense. For the Cougars on defense, Harold. Could have excellent field position.
They will get good field position. And Pelfrey coming out of there on the run gets out to the 16-yard line.
Should see the Cougars use
and the
timeout.
Cougars will use their final timeout with 49 seconds to go, or I think that is their final timeout. With 49 seconds to go, and Hazard will probably kick this thing away, and Letcher Central will get an opportunity to get a few plays off before halftime and a chance to improve upon that 14-0 lead.
Always a nice crowd up at Cougar Field. A beautiful facility up there, Harold.
It is. It really is. I compare Letcher Central and Prairie Central's fields. Mm-hmm. They're both very, very pretty.
I think Hazard has put new turf on Daniel Field as well.
And that is also a very nice facility, but I tell you, it is hard to beat Letcher Central and Prairie Central's facilities. It really is. Max Johnson comes out of there with a punt. Pretty good punt. He hits and will be blown dead at midfield. And so with 39 seconds to go, Letcher Central, couple of plays. Well, meanwhile, they will go to the half in Jackson with Breathitt County leading Prairie Central 28-22. So we will be going to Wes Smith for our Toyota at the half, coming up here in about 39 seconds, as he will have tonight's updates. Meanwhile, Letcher Central leading Hazard 14-0. Hazard will, I'm sure you'll see him play a little bit of a prevent defense here. Letcher Central comes in, sends two wideouts to the left and two to the right. Have Adams in the backfield. The quarterback, number 1, he's had a big first half.
Played well, hit his targets well, made good decisions.
Jump pass over the middle, complete, and all the way down inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. And boy, Letcher Central with a big play there.
And still, you have plenty of time, Harold, 32 seconds.
With no timeouts left, they will clock it at 30 seconds, 29 seconds, as Letcher Central has a couple of seconds run off the clock.
Smart
and it'll
play.
Be second down and 10.
I like that play. Saves you time, and you have an opportunity here. Probably got time for a couple more plays,
Well, if they complete a pass and it's in the field of play, they're going to have a hard time getting 3 or 4 plays off. But incomplete pass or pass out of bounds or something like that, they spread the field, and Adams fires wide open, touchdown. Boy, what a nice play. Adams.
Right on target, Harold. Nice pass.
hit Alex Blair for the touchdown, and the senior scores, and it is 20-0, and Letcher Central pouring it on.
Extra point coming up for the Cougars.
They go 50 yards in 2 plays.
They do indeed.
And after seeing Hazard play some great defense early, boy, it is certainly gone south for the Bulldogs in a hurry.
2 series ago, that turnover, Harold, when he was down 7-0 or 8-0, that was a big turnover. And Cougars have took advantage of those turnovers tonight. No question about that.
They'll try for the extra point with 26 seconds to go. Adams keeps it. Adams scores 22-0 in favor of Letcher Central. Boy, I tell you what, the Cougars look like they took offense to getting run over top of last week by Pikeville, didn't they?
Well, yeah, they bounced back hard here so far, but Hazard not helping themselves. The turnovers.
No, they've turned the ball over 3 times.
Yeah,
they've had numerous penalties. Coach Hazard's not going to be happy.
No, I mean the effort too. The last 2 series on defense has not been what they've been playing.
And Hazard has got to go on the road, I think, and play at Pikeville coming up here very shortly.
That'd be one game if I could like to mark off the schedule. I would, because they are tough.
That is a big district matchup as well.
Yeah.
So the Bulldogs will get the football back with 26 seconds to go. And
yeah, Bulldogs, is just got to get something going, get a score on, and get that turnover, and get back in the flow of the game. The turnovers have kept them out of the flow of the game.
Here's a kickoff coming.
Into the third quarter in Ohio, and Pikeville still at 14-7, Harold.
And running with the football, Bulldogs get it out across the 35, but with only 21 seconds to go.
I want to thank Dave Dixon for sending that in. He's over there tonight. And Darren Mullins has predicted the UK score, and he's always correct, Harold Mullins.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow night, won't we? Let's hope he is. Let's hope he is.
Most of the time, he does a good job with that.
He does have a tendency to keep up with the cats, don't he?
He does indeed. 22-0 Cougars. 21 seconds to go. Waiting on the chain crew to get a chain straightened out here.
You wonder if they will be content to let this clock run out and get to halftime and try to regroup. They down 3 touchdowns.
Pelfrey back to throw, has his man, and that's Andrew Ford.
That's Andrew Ford, and Ford all the way down to the Cougar 43-yard line. And Andrew Ford has been the
he's played
whole offense for the Hazard Bulldogs. He has been Pelfrey's.
Harold, he's got pretty good speed for the way he moves, too.
Favorite target, that's for sure. Bulldogs call their last time out, so we'll keep it right here as they will
join us at the Man Toyota at the half, Wes and I'll give you
Says,
those scores.
Darren says he's going to be down at Kroger tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And he said he says that they're going to be down there. I guess they're going to tailgate.
Yeah.
Stop by from some Kool-Aid.
Absolutely.
Bologna sandwich. I'm sure they might have a little bologna down there. 13 seconds to go. And rolling to the right and throwing. Ford dives. Did he catch it in bound? They say yes and put it down at the 32-yard line. 7 seconds to go. And look like Hazard's going to get another playoff. So if you're down in Kroger there and you see Darren tomorrow, well, say hello and tell him, lucky devil, some of us has got to work. Here's the Pelfrey is sacked and taken down from behind, and the clock runs out. We've reached halftime at Whitesburg with a score. Letcher Central 22, Hazard nothing. We'll take a break, and Montoya at the half is just ahead. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Bank of Heinemann, Thacker Grigsby, Paradise Pizza, Game On Hazard, Wicker Law Offices in Heinemann, Heinemann Land Auction Company, and TVS.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
Thacker Grigsby is constantly working to bring the latest technologies home. Home, where we live and work. A place we want to see grow and prosper. From Jackson to Heinemann and everywhere in between. We're committed to serving you with the latest technology. Whether it's faster broadband, more video choices, or the latest voice services. Thacker Grigsby with our fiber network can provide the latest ways to stay connected, informed, and entertained.
David, we always, two things I can guarantee is that you're going to watch great football anytime you tune in to Hometown 24 and 24 Plus. Mm-hmm. And I can also guarantee it's always a good time to get to sit down with you at halftime.
Oh, always, Wes.
Always.
You know, Harold gives me such a rough time. When I get to break with you, it's a nice break.
I think he gets jealous. Though.
He's the side. I can't do nothing with him.
Well, good football you've got. I think Harold actually made the comment about halfway through the second quarter that if you want to watch offensive football, turn it over to 24 Plus on Channel 25. If you want to watch defensive football, put it on 24. But Letcher's put up the points now.
Yeah, we had a scoreless game going, and then the turnovers come into play, and the Cougars have took advantage of it, and Hazard's got to regroup at halftime and come out, get some good drives going. Ford's playing tough for the Dogs, but they're struggling running the football, and and the turnovers is just turn them back.
Well, and we talked about how Letcher was going to be a very tall task for the Bulldogs tonight. But as you said, it's not that the Bulldogs have had terrible defense. Turnovers have killed the Bulldogs pretty badly tonight in Whitesburg.
Yeah, and the Cougars are not a bad football team.
Right.
Coach Manche's done a good job up there. Wes, he played a Pikeville team that possibly could win the state championship
Absolutely.
in their league. So, it's not like he got beat by,
Right.
just anybody.
Absolutely.
He played a good football team, and his team is improving. He's done a good job up there at Letcher Central. I like the way his kids play. I like their attitude on the field, and they always seem to play hard. They finished the game against Pikeville. It didn't look pretty, but they finished the game. They were still playing hard.
So if the Cougars continue to play the rest of this year, especially building off of a year like they had last year, he might see a contract extension coming in Whitesburg.
Well, I tell you what, they just need to sign him up, period, because he's got those kids playing hard. He does a good job. Coach Hurd, I thought he had his team prepared, Bulldogs. Yeah. But, you get these turnovers, it gets in these young people's heads, and it makes it tough to battle back sometimes.
Especially dangerous when you turn the ball over close to the red zone and give Letcher the ball that close to scoring.
And some of the penalties have really hurt the holding calls. They've had a couple holding calls to hurt, and, you have to make up for that. But the interceptions also have hurt
Absolutely.
much too.
Well, Carson Adams leading the Cougars over in Whitesburg tonight. Does he impress you?
He does. I like the way he can run out in the flat and make the throw, and I like his decision making. He doesn't put himself in a bad spot most of the time. And when he does not have nowhere to go, he usually just keeps the football and takes the hit and move on.
Absolutely. And it's always, when you look at high school football, especially over in the mountain area, when you get a quarterback the size of Carson Adams who can throw the ball accurately and also pick it up on the ground and hurt you on the ground, it's pretty dangerous.
Yes, it is. And he's got this team rolling right now, and they're playing well, and they're taking advantage of the hazard turnovers. No question about it.
The community definitely rallying behind this Cougar team. Great crowds at all these Letcher Central home games.
Listen, Letcher County Central has good fans up there. They back their teams, and in basketball, baseball, football. I see a good crowd at all their events, and they do a nice job. Miss Yance, superintendent up there, has got her school going well, and Manus Blair, the new athletic director, working hard and keeping everybody involved up there, and they've got some good things going up there. And you look at the Bulldogs, they're always tough.
Always
I
tough.
know it's not working out so far in this game, but who knows the second half. But, anytime you go down and play the Bulldogs in anything, baseball, that John Meehan seemed like he's got a magic baseball in Hazard. And Coach Al Holland, what can you say about Coach Holland's had a great run down there, and Hazard will continue to be good. And, they're a tough school. Tough
Bulldogs
program.
have won a little bit of hardware in the sports.
They have indeed, and they'll probably win more as it goes, because they're a town down there that really backs that school, gets behind them. They're kind of like the Cougars, and Hazard, great support for their team. They really do.
No credit to Happy Mobiline.
I'm not giving him any tonight, but he's a good guy anyway.
What does Hazard have to do, or can they get back into this game? We've dropped a lot of passes that have been in the hands and failed, some turnovers. Can they get back in this game?
Yeah, it's 22-0. Hazard gets the football, they can take it down. If they put some points on the board and get that turnover and get some points again, you're right back in the game.
Yeah.
So they need to keep their head up. Still have to play.
I'm sure the Bulldogs not happy about giving up that touchdown so late there before halftime.
I thought that one hurt more than the other two. I didn't see the defensive effort. Hazard with 4 kids in the area and not really aggressive play. And I know Coach Howard is not going to be happy with that, and he's going to talk to the kids about that right here at halftime. I've not seen Letcher give up on any play. They played it hard, and right now it's in their favor because they're outworking the Bulldogs right now.
Over on the Riverside in Jackson, Kentucky. I think they might have watched a little bit of the Cats this weekend and seen Will Levis throw the ball. They're throwing the ball through the air on the Riverside in Jackson tonight. Unfortunate news for Breathitt County. O'Hara went down with an injury there in the first half. Still waiting on an update as to his status. Didn't look pretty on the field, but looks can be deceiving at times with injuries. But Breathitt County up 28-22 over in Jackson. You can catch that game, like we said, right here on Hometown 24 Plus. Hometown 24, obviously Perry at Hazard at Letcher Central. Breathitt County, we talked a little bit before the game started. Turner, he's great athlete over there for Breathitt County.
Well, Breathitt County's got some athletes, no question about it, and you're going to see them, I think, improve. Harold mentioned earlier that their schedule, they started off with some tough as Dunbar, and Coach Morris went right after it. But he's got his team needs a win.
They need a win
to get settled in Breathitt football, because a lot of people expect this Breathitt team to win this district.
Absolutely.
No question about it. So,
well, we talked about before the game, knowing this Breathitt team coming up, knowing Coach Moore with this team, we would have never expected to go into this game 0-3 with Breathitt County. COVID, a little bit of impact on that, but still the potential for that Breathitt County team still there.
I think so. I think they're the team in this district. Whoever beats Breathitt will win this district. And so far, I don't know who that would be.
Well, very offensive game there in Jackson, 28-22. And let's face it, this Perry Central team that Breathitt's playing is not a run-over team.
No, it ain't. Coach Dixon, wherever he's at, he's been in Hazard, had a good program there, and he's at Perry. I want to tell you, they're one of the most improved football teams in the area. They're playing well, and knowing him, they will continue to play well.
Football, if any sport, I think once you hire a new coach, I don't care if it's a coach that's been in the system, once you hire a new coach, it takes a little bit of time to get your program the way you're ready to run it with the players in the system.
Well, Coach Dixon's only his second year, Wes, and to be honest with you, he's doing things that I thought might be next year before he gets a jump on. But he's a year ahead, and that just goes to show you the man's very knowledgeable about football, has good relationship with his players. He gets them to play hard.
Absolutely. No doubt about that, for sure, with Perry Central. A little bit of update from around the way. Pikeville, the last update we had there was 14-7 over Wheelersburg.
Yeah, starting the fourth.
Ohio, starting the fourth.
Yeah.
So anxious to see how that game turns out there. You talked about that Pikeville team that defeated Letcher last week. We could be looking at a state championship team.
Well, as Harold says, they're a state championship contender. They're not just a regular team. I mean, they've got a chance to win the whole thing this year. No question about that. Strong, quick. Their speed is much improved from last year. But I was more impressed with the muscle, the strength, how it's come from this season to last season.
Do a great job with their athletes over there in Pikeville. Basketball side, former Louisville Cardinal player, U-Pike standout Elijah Justice doing great things with the guys over there on the basketball side. I got to coach a little bit of track in my life. The football guys out there on track and field and the other guys are impressive over in Pikeville.
Pikeville has good athletes, and they're getting better. Like they started their season off, big win over Paintsville, and it's got them on the track, and they're just keep moving. But they've got a loaded football team this
Absolutely.
year, no question.
Some other scores around the way, and please forgive us if some of these scores are inaccurate. We get these scores from games other than the ones we're airing from various sources, and sometimes those do come in with some miscommunication. But we're showing Louisville Central over Belfry 30-0. How odd is that to see for a Belfry team?
Coach Haywood at Belfry could be 0-4 after tonight, I believe. And if that happens, I think that will be the first time ever. I can't ever remember Coach Haywood team at Belfry 0-4, Wes.
Yeah.
But he's not playing little teams.
Exactly.
He's playing the big boys, and so maybe he decided his first 4 or 5 games going to be tough, and maybe the last part of the season he'll get ready.
All of my experience in sports, anytime you venture up to the Louisville metropolitan area, you're not going to get an easy win.
You usually play some good talent.
Yeah, there's usually some good talent.
You do indeed.
Other scores around the way, and again, forgive us if our sources are wrong on these scores. I've got North Laurel over Shelby Valley, at Shelby Valley, North up 21-0 right now at the half. Should be coming out of the half at any time. I've got East Ridge over Harlan, 22-0. Unsure of where exactly we're at in that game. And the last update from just down the road in Prestonsburg, 14-6 over Powell.
Yeah, Prestonsburg trying to get something going. They've struggled,
They have.
Early here in the season, and that's not normally like them. They're normally a good football.
Typically a good football program.
Yeah, but, sometimes the well runs dry and you have to start over.
Sometimes.
Absolutely.
Well, definitely good games still left to show here in Jackson and in Whitesburg on 24 and 24 plus. We will keep you up to date on as much as we can from the other scores after we get back to you and Harold,
and got some good
Jonathan,
college
and Bo.
ball tomorrow. Looking forward to the college games. Missouri and Kentucky. Harold mentioned just a few moments ago before we broke for half, he said Kentucky a 5-point favorite. I think that's going to be a good football.
I think it's going to be a great football game. Definitely a game that a lot of people are considering a must-win for the Cats.
I think if they're going to have that 8-9 win season, they've got
to pick this one up.
Yeah, they do.
And of course, it being at home is going to be an advantage for the Cats.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, David, if you go up there tomorrow, you can't drink alcohol unless you're in the box.
Well, I can understand that. Maybe everybody needs to leave the alcohol at
Maybe
home.
we should just leave it at home and watch some football, huh?
There you go. Good football.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gingerbread going on down here in Heinemann. I'm going to try to keep you up here in the studio instead of down there buying funnel cakes so that you can bring the crowd this game.
Well, you go down there and gingerbread, and BB's probably got a big piece of gingerbread and a Coke because he eats a lot.
If I drove to the other side of Heinemann, I can almost guarantee you that the man would have a funnel cake in his hand.
Oh, there's no question. And a Pepsi or a Coke,
Absolutely, absolutely. If I know him, he's a big fan, David, of the chopped steak, the hamburger steak up here at the Patriot Dairy Bar. He loves that thing. So we might have to try out the BB King special from the Patriot Dairy Bar.
Yeah, we might have to do it. Give it a try.
Just a few minutes left before we go back to the game here in Whitesburg. The game on 25, Channel 25, 24 plus, Hometown 24 plus, back underway. We'll let you get back to those games.
Absolutely, looking forward to it. And Wes, you can't beat Friday night football.
You cannot beat Friday night football.
Do it.
Until next time, thank you for joining me and David Adams, the legend, here for the Man Toyota at the half.
Brought to you by Bank of Heinemann, Thacker Grigsby, Paradise Pizza, Game On Hazard, Wicker Law Offices in Heinemann, Heinemann Land Auction Company, and TVS.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
Thacker Grigsby is constantly working to bring the latest technologies home. Home, where we live and work. A place we want to see grow and prosper. From Jackson to Heinemann and everywhere in between. We're committed to serving you with the latest technology. Whether it's faster broadband, more video choices, or the latest voice services. Thacker Grigsby with our fiber network can provide the latest ways to stay connected, informed, and entertained.
No matter what town or community you live in, there's a Tim Short dealership nearby. That's because our family of dealerships are dedicated to serving the folks throughout Eastern Kentucky. Our employees are your friends and neighbors, helping to support the local economy and provide safe and affordable transportation to everyone that shops the family of Tim Short dealerships. Our entire inventory can be found with the click of a button at timshortautogroup.com. Visit us online and join the thousands of customers that took the short drive to satisfaction today.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in getting your hands dirty.
I believe the best recipes are never written down.
I believe in fried chicken, cornbread, and soup beans.
I believe in the cards. I believe in cats.
I believe in insurance coverage that helps you sleep at night.
I believe in always carrying an umbrella.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Contact Derek Bowling, your Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in Hazard. Since 1954, Heinemann Funeral Services has been part of this community. When your family needs someone who cares, Danny Terry and his staff are here to help. During your family's time of need, they are a helping hand through every step of the process, from services to monument and to your loved one's final resting place. Celebrating over 50 years proud service to the community, Heinemann Funeral Services.
Being in an accident can leave you feeling vulnerable and lost. You need a lawyer who will fight for you and be there by your side the entire way. What I believe is that with trust and collaboration, we can get you the justice that you deserve. Go to kyleshall.com right now to schedule a free consultation. I will review the details of your case and get you back on your feet. Don't navigate the legal system alone. Get me in your corner right now.
Back at Whitesburg, about ready to get the second half underway. They are underway in Jackson. And Prairie Central has scored to take the 29-28 lead down on the creek bank in Jackson. And good one down there as Bo and Jonathan got a good game.
Yes, they do. And Harold, Prairie's come a long way, Harold, here in the last year. I seen so much difference when you look at them this year. You have that they've got better speed, they're stronger. I'm very impressed with their attitudes too, their behavior. They really play the entire game, and that's what you got to have.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And from the first time we saw them at the first game of the year to where they are now, they have improved immensely. Mark's done a great job down there, Mark Dixon at Prairie Central. And I think you'll see a better second half here in their game as Letcher Central leads 22-0 over Hazard. But the Bulldogs really their own worst enemy. I know you and Wes talked about it on the Man Toyota at the Hive show about the turnovers and the bugaboos that Hazard had in the first half that really set the Cougars on their way. The last half of the second quarter belonged to the Cougars, and they put up 3 straight touchdowns, and they're going to be hard to catch.
Yes, they are. It's very important that Hazard comes out opening drive when they receive the football, Harold, is to take it down and get something on the board. And if they don't, and the Cougars take it down and get something on the board, this game is probably all but over because it's very hard to come back from there. They've got to make their move now, the Bulldogs do. They've got to start playing, keep those turnovers down, and make something happen and let the scoreboard try to light up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think this first drive of the second half is going to be very important to Hazard, that they score and get on the board, and for Letcher Central that they establish their defense early and give Hazard no hope of coming back.
You're right. You're exactly right.
Ford will kick off for the Bulldogs. Andrew does it all, and here he comes, high and deep, and coming up to take it at the 20-yard line. Now that was Little kicking off for Letcher Central. Ford is number 7 for Hazard, so I apologize. And the Bulldogs will get the football at the 27-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 yards to go. If you're a baseball fan tonight, Cincinnati up on top of St. Louis 2-0. That's in the 4th inning. Couple of home runs in that game, one by Votto, one by Suarez for Cincinnati. And we got a penalty flag. Johnson stopped, and started again, and that is a no-no. 5-yard mark-off against the Bulldogs, and not a good beginning to the third quarter.
You don't want that false start. Cost you 5 yards, back you back 5. You want to keep your drive going here, and Hazard needs a big play, and I see if Mr. Ford will deliver this. Early set up to the wide right.
Pelfrey turned, and flags come in, and somebody got an early start again. And Hazard really their own worst enemy. No, offsides this time. Somebody lined up in the neutral zone for Letcher Central, so they get the 5 yards back.
Yes.
And it's going to be first and 10.
Another false start there, and you're back. You're in Nowhereville. So a good break for the Bulldogs.
Pelfrey keeps it, hands it off to Johnson. He got nothing as he is met by the left side of that Cougar line and smacked down for no gain. In on the play, Dakota Hall, number 99, big guy in there to make the tackle for Letcher Central.
Hazard with the ball on the 28, second down and 10.
Pelfrey back to Pies, and they just engulf him back at the 18-yard line. A loss of 10, 65.
Jackson Meade with a big tackle there, Harold.
And he was also assisted by number 80, Cooper Bailey. So those two guys just had a meeting at the quarterback.
Yes, they did. And
third down and 21, and not a good beginning to the second half for the Dogs.
Now, the offensive line for the Dogs has got to get better in this game. And their offense is not getting anywhere because it's being broke up.
Back to pass. And rolling Pelfrey gets it over the middle. Ford has it. Makes a couple of men miss, and Ford is outside the 30-yard line to the 31.
Ford has been huge for the Dogs.
And it's going to be fourth down. Big pickup there, but he liked 5 getting the first down. Boy, Andrew Ford has had a big game for the Hazard Bulldogs.
He's played well. Now he'll come over and do the snap for the punt, Harold.
He's the long snapper.
Yeah.
As well. He does everything. You're right.
He does indeed.
Snap back, and I thought they may be going to fake that, but it's kicked and taken by the Cougars, and they're going to have great field position.
Yeah.
Number 8, Nicholas Henning,
44.
returns it to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, you're right. That's good field position to get started. No question about that. And Dogs has got to dig in here and try to come up with a play defensively. Offense been a struggle for him, all except for Mr. Ford. He's played well and picked up some nice yardage.
So the Cougars with their first offensive series in the second half, and a handoff and tiptoeing into the line and going nowhere was Blair. Second down coming up.
Looks like Cougar player down, but he gets up now. Henning. Little shaken up, but he seems to be fine now. But they're going to give him a break, Harold. Shepard coming in.
Henning coming out of there, yeah. A little shaken up on the play. They'll send Joshua Little out to the left as Branham will go furthest to the left. To the right and out of the shotgun. It is Adams, and he is hit and wrecked up and got maybe a yard, not much more than that. They just kept coming in waves at Adams that time.
Deaton had him kind of wrapped up there, and the rest of the crew pitched in for the help. 29-28 down in Jackson, Mike Holcomb Stadium. And Commodores has a 1-point lead with Breathitt County driving the football.
I'll tell you what, that game kind of surprised me a little bit. Not that I just didn't believe that both teams would give up as many points in the first half as they did. There's a swing pass to Little on the outside, and he is dragged down, going to be short of that first down by a couple of yards. I'm sure they'll go for it.
Andrew Ford with the first contact with the runner. Andrew also, Hurl, you mentioned earlier, plays extremely hard for the Bulldog basketball team as well. Cougars with the football.
Big fourth down. And somebody moved,
Looks
and
like
that's going to be a false start by
number 68.
Letcher Central.
Hunter Hayes. A little quick there. Hunter's had a good game on that line tonight, though. He's made some good blocks and played well.
Moves it back and makes it 4th and 7.
You know, you look at these two football teams in size, Harold, and I'm not so sure if Hazard may be a little bigger than them on the line on size.
Hazard's got some good size. There ain't no doubt about that. But the Bulldogs down in this one, 22-0. 4th down. And back to pass is Adams. He fires it long. Got a man out there. He's got it. And that's going to be a touchdown, I believe. Nicholas Henning with the catch and the touchdown. And it is 28-0.
I thought Adams' throw was either his man gets it, Hurl, or nobody gets it, and that's what you want to do if you're the quarterback. He placed it perfectly for his teammate there and give him an opportunity. 28-0 now. You know, Harold, I kind of thought the Cougars would be tough. I didn't really expect. I thought the Dogs could put some points up against the Cougars, but they've just not been able to do it. Turnovers have turned them back.
You know, when they had their opportunities early on in the first half and turned the ball over, it seemed to take a lot of wind out of their sails as they pitch it back, and Little will just bull his way into the end zone. And right there you saw a lot of lackluster tackling by the Bulldogs, as they don't seem to be interested very much right now.
No, we seen that on the Cougars' last drive, Harold. They had opportunities to make plays, and the effort was down. And sometimes these young men, they'll get down, they make turnovers, and things don't go their way, and they drop their head. And that's what we talked about a little bit at the half. They couldn't drop their head. They had to come back out and play.
They will kick off to the Bulldogs. And it looks like Hazard, they're going to need to score because one more score and we got to run a clock. Who would have dreamed of that?
We knew Letcher would play tough. Harold, they run into Pikeville last week, but now Pikeville, extremely good football team. And the Cougars, they're not a bad football team. The effort was there the whole game, even though last week's score didn't go their way. They kept battling.
Well, they have certainly invited Hazard up for a good old taken to the woodshed night in Whitesburg, haven't they?
They have indeed, and Hazard's got to bounce back, make some plays in this game, and get going.
Little, but kick is dropped, now picked up, and returned. The football is loose. And what are we going to say? Was it down or?
I think
Letcher Central picked the football up and returned it into the end zone, but evidently they ruled him down at the 24-yard line, and so it'll be Bulldog football. And right now, it is imperative that Hazard put something on the board. Pelfrey, swing pass out to the outside. Finally, they got Turner involved, and he gets forward for about 8 yards.
Turner not much involved during this game through the first half at all. And
first time he has touched the football.
Yeah.
Tyson Turner. Bulldogs going to the hurry up. They'll turn and get it over to Ford, and he will get it forward. And Ford's slow to get up. Boy, he got racked pretty good right there. Number 46, Kobe Johnson, got a major piece of Andrew Ford.
It looks like Ford's going to come out and take
Ford's
a break.
going to go to the sideline.
And
he got his bell run good.
And you've got to remember, he's carried the mail quite a bit tonight.
He
already.
Sure has. He's been the
Yeah.
biggest dog tonight. Johnson finally gets a little running room, gets it out to the 40.
Going to be first down for Hazard. 1st and 10. Uh, 36-28 Commodores in Jackson.
It appears like they have tacked on another one. Boy, Prairie Central is just. We talked about Belfry starting the season 0-4. What about these Bobcats?
Yep.
Another team that is looking for a little success.
And we talked earlier.
Finding precious little.
Yeah, Coach Moore starting that preseason game out in Lexington, Harold, and with a tough Dunbar team, and the second game, tough game, and here we go, and he runs into a team tonight who he thought most likely his team can play well, and they still have a chance to win this thing, but a much improved Commodore team.
Hazard with the football, and now a flag comes in. Evidently somebody got an early start. No, offside against Letcher Central. Somebody lined up in the neutral zone. For Breathitt County giving up a massive amount of points to Prairie Central. Their defense is just not what
No, that kind of surprised me, the point total like you mentioned earlier on both teams, Harold.
There's a pitch back to Johnson, and he gets forward across midfield and a first down.
I like the way Johnson's running the football. He's not slowing down. He's hitting the gap, and he's taking it for all he can get.
Hazard trying to pick up the tempo just a little bit, down 30-0. They need to make some points, and in a hurry. Pelfrey sweeps it out to Tyson Turner, and Turner gets forward for about 4.
We second down, and about 6 to go. Is Coach Bill Fannin still teaching and working?
I would be surprised if he is. Yeah. I don't really know. I haven't talked to him in a while.
I've not run into him in a while. I normally do, and I've not seen him.
Handout Johnson down to the 40. And they are a couple of yards short of a first down. Next week, I believe we get the same Hazard Bulldogs
against the Leslie County
home
Eagles.
Against Leslie County, I believe that is our game next week. Back to pass is Pelfrey, fires it long and out of bounds was Ford. So that will go down as an incomplete pass.
Tough play when you're right on the line and you have to battle.
Well, Pelfrey threw him out of bounds there as there was no way that he was going to catch that ball and stay in bounds.
You know, I like Ford as a college prospect on a small team. Harold, maybe. I know he don't have the big bulk. And
Pelfrey again, and he overthrows Ford, and that is incomplete. And so Letcher Central will take the ball over on downs. And they will go to the fourth quarter in Jackson with Prairie Central leading Breathitt County 36-28. And in Whitesburg, it is 30-0 in favor of the Cougars as they are laying a sound whipping on the Bulldogs.
They've took advantage of the turnovers tonight and made good decisions and made the Bulldogs pay. And those turnovers has just hurt their momentum. Looks like 2 wideouts each way, and let's see what Carson Adams has in plan.
Let's see if Hazard will play a little stouter defense than what we've seen. Here goes Adams all the way up to midfield.
And it looks like...
And flags come from everywhere, and they may be a targeting call here.
Ryan Dean, number 54.
They may be a helmet on Adams. We'll wait and see. But that certainly won't aid Hazard's cause. See that referee head for the pocket in the pencil and paper, you know something's not really right.
Yeah.
He will tell us now exactly what the problem is. It looks like a Markov against Hazard. Personal foul, targeting. And it will be first down for Letcher Central at the 35. And right now, Hazard's pleading their case to the referee, but that will fall on deaf ears as
yeah, those stripes don't change many calls.
Well, you know, in this day and time, you get up around the headgear and you're going to get called every time.
You are indeed.
Safety first in the game now. Adams again. Adams met running over Johnson all the way down to the 22, 23-yard line. Boy, I tell you one thing, Adams runs hard.
He does. He's had a good, solid ball game, distributing the ball to his teammates, Earl, and running the football tonight.
Breathitt County looks like things not going to their way. They're down in Jackson, and Prairie Central playing very well. I tell you, I'm impressed by the job that Mark Dixon has done. He has done a masterful job in the short time he has been.
But when have you ever known Mark Dixon not doing a good job?
Well, that's true. And he's brought that program along quicker than I thought that might be possible. But he certainly has them playing hard. Adams back to pass. Fires it wide open down at the 1-yard line is Blair, and it looks like 1 yard away from a running clock with the final quarter upcoming here. Still 2 minutes to go in the third. And, I mean, this is a shock to me, and I'm sure it is to you and a lot of other people.
And I think it would be a shock to Coach Howard, too, Harold. I don't think he expected a better football game than this.
Well, I think that his kids really got down on themselves, and when they started turning the ball over, and I tell you what, Adams will keep it and go into the end zone, and a running clock as it will now be short time for this one because Letcher Central is just run roughshod over the Hazard Bulldogs.
Yeah, they have. And that young man right there, a big football game tonight as he has directed his team very well, Harold.
Carson Adams has had a big, big football game. You're exactly right.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, they've just started the fourth quarter in Jackson. It is 36-28. Prairie Central, that game over on hometown 24 plus, which is 25. Here's the try for extra point is no good. Tyson Turner with the real good defensive effort there. As Henning comes up a little bit gimpy. But we will have the kickoff coming up as the Hazard Bulldogs down 36-0. And David, I'm just shocked. I really thought this would be. I'm not shocked that Letcher Central is winning the football game. I told the guys before I thought that Letcher would win the game.
You thought it'd be a 24-14 game.
Yeah, I thought it would be a lot closer than what we have witnessed.
Yeah.
As we will go to the fourth quarter with the Cougars leading 36-0. We'll be back. 3 in the books in Whitesburg.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
Thacker Grigsby is constantly working to bring the latest technologies home. Home, where we live and work. A place we want to see grow and prosper. From Jackson to Hindman and everywhere in between. We're committed to serving you with the latest technology. Whether it's faster broadband, more video choices, or the latest voice services. Thacker Grigsby with our fiber network can provide the latest ways to stay connected, informed, and entertained.
We're back heading to the fourth quarter. Looks like everybody having a good time at White Bears.
There's our buddy. Yeah.
And the Cougars are leading 36-0, and kids having a good time at Letcher Central High School with a big win tonight. And over in Jackson, it is 36-28 in favor of Prairie Central, but Breathitt County right down on the doorstep ready to try to tie that game up down there. But here, just a perfect night for football in Eastern Kentucky.
It is indeed.
And
no
tomorrow, everybody will be coming to town to the Gingerbread Festival parade going on. A lot of things going on tomorrow in town, and if you're out, be safe and you know, have a good time, enjoy yourself. But boy, make sure that you stay safe and wear those masks, and let's try to beat this COVID thing and get things back to normal. We're kicking off here in the fourth quarter at Whitesburg with Letcher Central leading 36-0, and we're underway. That ball will hit and go out of bounds, and will come in bounds, and the Bulldogs will have it at the 35-yard line. Looks like at the Looks like the Bobcats have tacked on one in Jackson. It's 36-34, and they'll go for two and try to tie that thing up. Meanwhile, we start the fourth quarter with a running clock in Whitesburg. So you're not going to the festival tomorrow?
Well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You haven't completely ruled it out.
Usually Saturday is a big time crowd at the festival.
Well, I had planned on going to heading off for the beach in the morning and play golf for a few days, but my back kind of kicked up, and I decided that riding in a car for 8 hours tomorrow probably wouldn't be the smartest thing I ever done, so I have decided to call it a night.
How about your teammates? Are they on their way?
No, they Tommy's already down there, and Ray's already down there, so they don't have to go too far, but we were going to meet down there tomorrow for dinner and watch the Cats, but I guess they'll have to do it without me.
Well, I can't hardly blame you if your back's acting up, Pearl. That makes it a tough trip.
And Breathitt is tacked on the conversion. We're tied at 36 in Jackson. And if you're in a game like this, you've coached in games where you've been hopelessly beaten.
Yeah, you just.
What do you do? What do you do? So what do you say to your kids? Let's just get this over with, or what?
I think you try to bring in some kids, Harold, that don't have, maybe not get in, or maybe young, and you want to get a little experience, and you try to keep everybody motivated, playing hard. Ford, a nice run there.
Andrew Ford continuing to play hard for the Bulldogs. They have the ball up in midfield. And if you're the Letcher Central Cougars, I know Coach Matthews is going to get some players into the lineup, but boy, those guys they want a shutout so bad they can taste it right now. But we'll see. Here goes Pelfrey's passing complete.
Yeah, I think you'll see Coach Matthews play some kids. Maybe not bring a bunch in, but bring 2 or 3, maybe a series in, and let them get their shoes wet and get a little varsity action here.
Next week, David will be out of town. Wes Smith will join me for the game here, the Bank of Hyman Game of the Week on Hometown 24. And
we got a final in Wheelersburg, Ohio. It's Pikeville 20, Wheelersburg 7. Final score.
So Pikeville
Dave Dixon
remains unbeaten.
And beat a good football team tonight, Harold Mullins.
Yes, they did. Well, Pikeville, I tell you, it's going to take an awfully good football team in single A to beat them.
I agree.
In Eastern Kentucky, I got a feeling when November rolls around, the end of November, you're going to see Pikeville playing deep into the playoffs and maybe even in Kroger Field.
Yep. I'd say they've got a pretty good chance of reaching that, Harold, the way it's looking right now.
36-0. Clock running at 8:15 here in the fourth quarter. Down on the 33-yard line, Bulldogs with it, and Pelfrey met at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. Time of the game where things start to get a little bit chippy, and you got one team that is soundly beaten, the other team kind of talking a little smack out there, and that don't always go good. And
no, it doesn't. Ford comes out wide right. Look for him to stay involved. Turner beside Pelfrey, Harold.
First time we've seen Tyson Turner in the backfield.
Yeah, that surprised me.
This was incomplete. So it's going to bring a 4th down and 8 yards to go for the Bulldogs. We'll make it 3rd down. I thought it was 4th, but it is 3rd down.
Cougars, good chance here to go 3-1 on the season, and Hazard will fall to
Once
500.
again, we remind everyone tomorrow, you go into the festival, that's fine. You want to have a good time, go down to Hazard and watch Knott County and Wolfe County volleyball teams play in the All-A semifinal round, along with Lee County and Hazard. They'll play the first game down there tomorrow afternoon. But now, if you want to see some good volleyball, go down there and watch. That Wolfe County-Knott County game should be a dandy. And Coach Justice trying her best to get a regional crown under her belt. She lost in the championship game back last year in the volleyball regional to Wolfe County.
Should be interesting tomorrow.
It should be interesting. You're exactly right. Flags go down. Look like somebody may have moved. 4th down coming up.
Looks like Cougars.
Looks like the Prairie Central Commodore knocking on the door again in Jackson. Boy, you're talking about a back and forth game all night long.
72 points already.
Boy,
scored.
Bo and Jonathan sure have gotten themselves a good football game to watch there, don't they?
Absolutely.
Trying to get the 1st down, and here goes a flag. Like we just said, it gets chippy sometimes over there, and with it looked like the ball carrier came about a yard short of the 1st down. And if this penalty is against Hazard, it will give the Cougars the ball. If it's against the Cougars, Hazard will have a first down. And Prairie Central has scored in Jackson to go ahead 42-36. They'll try for the extra point. And it is good. 43-36, 6:44 remaining in Jackson. Time, as you would say, time for several more touchdowns.
Absolutely. It looks like it could happen.
That game has been back and forth all night long.
Clock continues to run in Whitesburg. If you're wondering why that's running, it's because of the rule 35 or more points, you'll have a running clock. And the other team is
Personal
not scoring.
foul was against both teams. Those penalties, of course, will offset, and another 30 seconds of our life we'll never get back. And the ball will belong to the Letcher Central Cougars with 3:35 to go. And it looks like they may have preserved that shutout.
Absolutely. Want to thank our sponsors tonight.
Why don't you run through those while we have a moment?
The Mint College. We want to thank them. Kyle S. Hall, Thacker and Grigsby, Hyman Pro Mart, Bank of Hyman, Man Toyota at the half. Alice Lloyd College sponsors our player of the game. And, Harold, you need to be thinking about that.
Oh, there is no thought. I've got that covered already.
Hyman Funeral Home, Derek Bolin, Tim Short Auto Group, and Paradise Pizza, and Jerry Whitaker Law Office, and the Hyman Land Auction Company, and Mountain Comprehensive Healthcare.
They, of course, are the primary sponsors of Before the Whistle.
Yeah.
And our player of the game this week is going to be none other than number 1 for Letcher Central, Mr. Carson Adams.
Big game.
Would you have any doubt that would be the player of the game?
Good decisions. Passing was supreme tonight. Running game, he just set his teammates up so well for this football.
He scored on passes. He scored on runs. He just controlled the entire football game. And our Alice Lloyd College player of the game on this night belongs to Carson Adams of Letcher Central. Final couple of minutes, we'll click off, and the Cougars will see their record go to 3-1 on the season, while Hazard will drop to 2-2. And David Adams,
they'll have to regroup, Coach Hurd will.
It's really, really an impressive performance by Letcher Central, coming off of being soundly beaten a week ago. To
and then
recover, come back, and play the type of game they played tonight.
And then you had Hazard, a big win last week over Harlan Central. So
yeah, and for them to kind of lay an egg here on the road.
Kind of surprised me. But the turnovers just got them down, and I think they dropped their heads some.
We want to thank our sponsors for the things that they do for high school athletics, and we appreciate them allowing us to be a part of this fine sport, football. We enjoy it, don't we?
Absolutely, and good game tonight for Andrew Ford, Harold. I thought he played well. The Bulldogs didn't come up with a score they wanted tonight, but I thought Ford had a good, consistent football game.
Yes, he did, and worthy of player of the game, but Carson Adams just too much tonight, and so Letcher Central will win this one 36-0. New quarterback in there, by the way, for the Cougars, and somebody ran the wrong play, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and
still on his feet and running hard, and the ball taken away.
Give me the ball.
And now, 6 seconds to go. The turnover will give it to Letcher Central, or to give it to Hazard, but too little Too late. Final score 36-0 in favor of Letcher Central. Impressive outing tonight.
Yes, it's a good win for the Cougars, getting back on track here. Defense was just perfect tonight for them, Harold. They got the turnovers on defense, and offense blocked well and ran the football well, and the Cougars get a big W. And Hazard will have to practice and
get back at it next week.
Get back at it next week.
For David Adams, I'm Harold Mullins saying thanks for joining us. Remember, if you're out in the festival, be careful, won't you? Good night, everyone.